See Fang Bing come so fast. Fang Bing rushed up to meet him. Several other mutants, they all came forward. Stare at Fang Bing like looking at rare objects. They already know who Fang Bing is. After all, the event of New York versus aliens. Known all over the world. And now Fang Bing's reputation on the internet is very famous. As soon as they saw Fang Bing's iconic portal. Recognized immediately. Because there are some situations that Fang Bing doesn't understand yet. I chatted with a few people. Figured out the real situation now. Really. The actual situation is similar to what Fang Bing guessed. The reason why Apocalypse snatched Professor X. It is to control the hearts of people all over the world through him. Because of the original telepathy ability of Professor X. Just very powerful. Especially when he's going through that mind-enhancing device. It can even link the brains of everyone in the world. But Apocalypse doesn't need that equipment at all. He just needs to control Professor X. Then use your own ability. Enhance the ability of Professor X. It can achieve a stronger effect than that thinking enhancement device. And Apocalypse over there. Anyone now? Wolverine didn't know either. They just follow the trail. Followed to this desert. The location of Apocalypse has not been found at all. And about Professor X establishing the Mutant Academy. Fang Bing also inquired. Professor X did create a mutant school. Specially housed for mutant children. Grow them up. But this school, at present, has only been built for a few months. Not many people have been recruited yet. Some of them are still the last time Fang Bing defeated Deadpool. Those rescued from military labs. As for what Fang Bing asked. Chin. Gray and the Little Naughty and others, beast they said. No similar mutant has ever been accepted in the school. So. Fang Bing finally figured it out. Jean Grey with Phoenix Force. It's not here at all. Not just her. Many mutants who would later join the mutant school. Haven't joined yet. But. Apocalypse this big boss. But it was affected by the butterfly effect that Fang Bing traveled through. Born early. Then. That's how it is now. Mutant these scumbags. Even the most powerful Professor X was captured. I have to pull myself to fight the big boss of Apocalypse. Fang Bing almost couldn't bear it and walked away. Isn't this nonsense? Just a few of them. You can solve it by yourself. Where is the use of Apocalypse? Even count yourself. Fang Bing wasn't even sure he could handle Apocalypse. Actually. Apocalypse is in mutant. Eliminate Jean Grey with Phoenix Force. Fang Bing really couldn't think of it. Who can beat him? Even if you find Sentry who later specialized in restraining mutant. Probably can't beat Apocalypse. Because Apocalypse also has the super ability to desertify substances. No matter how strong Sentry is, after all, it's just a robot. So what is the power of Apocalypse? The reason. It still lies in his countless super abilities. Generally speaking. Although mutant has super ability. But it also has its weaknesses, for example. Although Professor X has the power to control human beings around the world. But his body could not withstand a bullet. Wolverine's claws are sharp though. But it's just brute force. But Apocalypse is completely different. There are countless super abilities on him. Almost completely compensates for all of mutants' weaknesses. Everything. Although Apocalypse's physical body is not yet indestructible. But he has self-healing power not weaker than Wolverine. Although Apocalypse cannot brain control all human beings like Professor X. But he can crush Professor X in a mental duel. Apocalypse is a monster with high attack speed, magic power, and all attributes. If it doesn't completely crush his hard power, it is impossible to defeat him. That is the reason why he died at Jean Grey's hands, because of Jean Grey's Phoenix Force. It is an overbearing energy that can destroy the universe. Just don't make sense. Instantly wiped him out. But, although Apocalypse is hanging, but Fang Bing is not afraid of him either. Because even if you can't beat Apocalypse, Fang Bing is also confident. He couldn't keep himself. After all, Apocalypse is omnipotent in everything. But the means of attack, nothing really stood out either. Fang Bing's defense is already very strong. There are many means of life-saving. But when Fang Bing is prepared, it is also difficult for him to cause fatal damage to Fang Bing. So, after thinking about it, Fang Bing is definitely looking for Apocalypse. Because while Fang Bing on Apocalypse is going to be all over the world Big Ivan. The decision to launch them all into space for destruction. Express support. But he couldn't bear it. Apocalypse is controlled by Professor X. Control the hearts of all people in the world. While Fang Bing and Wanda who has origin magic power. Certainly not under control, but little Peter and Aunt May. Even Iron Man, who is working hard for himself. It is estimated that it cannot be spared. Fang Bing is nothing. A way to temporarily boost mental power for others. So, Apocalypse still needs to be prevented. But, go find Apocalypse, there is no rush. Now Fang Bing has other things to do. No matter how small a mosquito is, it is still meat. How could Fang Bing miss the chance to feed Mutant? So, he's going to feed Beast and Mystique. Think about it. Fang Bing casually took out a bottle of good wine and a few wine glasses from his portable space. He handed the empty wine glass to the few people who were looking at each other. Then he poured them each a glass. I also hold a cup. Toast. Apocalypse is strong, but we can definitely defeat him. Do it. Then drink it all up. But Fang Bing finished his drink. But I saw that those few people were still there. Standing stupidly with a glass of wine. Fang Bing knew that his operation was a bit abrupt. So the flickering started. Why don't you drink it? This is my secret magic medicinal wine. Drinking it can increase your combat effectiveness by 20%. As soon as this word came out, several mutant eyes light up. Gudong. Gudong. All dry. Ding. Ding. You will hear 2 crisp beeps from the system. Fang Bing didn't look first. Instead, it looked at the 5 mutants. Since the situation is urgent, let's disperse to find traces of Apocalypse first. Don't fight after we find it, and let everyone know first. Everyone nodded. Then discuss who will go in which direction. They left from different directions to find Apocalypse. Fang Bing also turned on invisibility. Fly in one direction. Only. He stopped in the air. Things like finding the location of the Apocalypse. Fang Bing felt that he was unnecessary. He just said that. Just to send people off looking for it. He didn't even think about looking for it himself. Current. He has more important things to attend to. Definitely. Nor is it extraction of the ability. But to fight first. Be sure. Even if you can't stop Apocalypse from controlling all human beings later. It can also protect Aunt May, Peter and others from harm. Then. Fang Bing directly opened the portal. Walked in. When he walked out, it has arrived at Aunt May's side. At the moment Aunt May is busy having breakfast with little Peter. Little Peter is going to school soon. Aunt May, you guys go somewhere with me, it might not be safe here later. Fang Bing did not tell Aunt May the specific situation. Because Aunt May is really a good person with a heart overflowing with the Virgin Mary. She needs to know the details. I still don't know what kind of moth to toss. So Fang Bing just told her. There may be Hydra coming to seek revenge. Need to hide for safety. Hydra and the shield thing. As early as it was uploaded on the internet. Aunt May naturally knew that this was a terrorist organization. But how did she know? What is the situation with Hydra now? So he was easily fooled by Fang Bing. After. Fang Bing opened the portal. Walked in with her and little Peter. When they walk out, it has already come to the Hive Star. The honeycomb star still has an atmosphere, in addition to some desolation. Gravity is a little bit bigger. Other living environments are no different from the Earth. Even ordinary people can breathe normally. Just can't jump too high. After arriving at the Hive Star, they are located in a valley. Fang Bing pressed his hand on the mountain wall next to him. Initiated a material conversion. A safe house was constructed in situ. Let Aunt May and the others live in. Actually there is no safe house. Basically nothing will happen. It's just that Fang Bing is very doggy. It was effortless anyway. Made one just in case. After. Fang Bing left some food and snacks for them. Just under Aunt May's 10,000 orders. Open the portal. Leaving the Hive Star. Back on Earth. Only he still didn't go to the desert of Egypt. Instead, he walked straight out of Iron Man's villa. A portal opened on the spot. Send Iron Man to Hive Planet as well. But no safe house was built for him. Neither sent him to Aunt May's little Peter. He was just randomly thrown into a wilderness on Hive Planet. Let him wait here with peace of mind. This is Fang Bing's special reward for hardworking employees. But think of hard workers. Fang Bing thought of Polaris Lorna again. Fang Bing took a few more seconds. Throw Polaris Lorna to the Hive Planet as well. Poor Lorna. Didn't even see Fang Bing himself in the invisible state. Only a flash of orange-yellow light was seen. In an instant, I arrived at an alien planet inexplicably. The reason why Fang Bing wants to transfer them to Hive Planet. Because of Fang Bing for sure, even if Apocalypse is awesome. It is also impossible to control the entire universe. He is just an Earth-level powerhouse, so transfer family and friends to Hive Planet, can take out Apocalypse. Just transfer back. Can't fix Apocalypse. It is not a big problem to simply settle down on the Hive Star. Anyway, Fang Bing now also has the ability to control plants. Get some seeds. It won't be long. The hive star will be full of vitality and lush vegetation. And as far away as Sky and Kamar Taj, there is no need for Fang Bing to worry about it. So, Fang Bing solved these worries. Then he opened the portal again and returned to the Egyptian desert. After arriving in the desert, Fang Bing also started flying extremely fast. Look for traces of apocalypse, because, until now, Wolverine and the others didn't contact Fang Bing either. That means they haven't found it yet, so Fang Bing didn't dare to ink anymore, although he has no worries. But there are options. I certainly don't want to leave the base camp of the Earth easily. If all humans on Earth are controlled by apocalypse, that would be disgusting. So, at this moment he also tried his best to start looking for apocalypse. Fang Bing is extremely fast, although the desert is vast. But at Fang Bing's ultra-high flight speed, it didn't take long. Just search half of the area, but just when he wanted to search the other half of the desert, suddenly, flashes of light flickered across the sky. Fang Bing is numb, because he can see it at a glance. That is the tail flame of a missile. The sky is full of missiles. It is spraying tail flames. Fly toward outer space. Fang Bing is really numb, because there is no need to think about it. He also knows, those missiles carry Big Ivan on them. Although he supports the idea of apocalypse destroying the Great Ivan all over the world. But Fang Bing didn't think about it. This guy can really do it. This is too nonsense, and it also means the world Fang Bing lives in, because of his arrival, it has been too deeply affected by the butterfly effect. Not even the Great Ivan of the world, Fang Bing didn't know. What the hell will happen next? This made him feel a little uncertain. But currently Fang Bing is not in the mood to think about these anymore. Because now that apocalypse has successfully destroyed the Great Ivan all over the world. That explains, he has enhanced Dr. X's super ability. Successfully controlled those who controlled the launch lockbox around the world. Fang Bing can't find him soon. Then this Earth really can't stay any longer. Then Fang Bing speeded up. Continue to search the remaining half of the desert. In a minute. Good luck Fang Bing. Finally found the target. On a cliff. 4 people are standing there. Fang Bing looked from a distance. Apocalypse standing in the C position was recognized at a glance. Not Fang Bing's sharp eyes, but this guy is really ugly. Black face, black face. People are not humans and ghosts are not ghosts. There are 3 people left. Fang Bing flew closer. Saw their appearance. Also basically recognized it. The one being touched by apocalypse is Professor X at first glance. The other 2. One is tall. It has a pair of steel wings on its back. This guy should be Mutant Angel. The other wore an ugly hat. Fang Bing was overjoyed when he saw the man in the hat. Because Fang Bing recognized it. That man is Magneto. It was a pleasant surprise. Fang Bing didn't expect that. You can actually meet Magneto here, although the original Apocalypse also found Magneto. But now the world is broken like this. Apocalypse can still find Magneto to help him. It is true love, even if you can't beat it later. But now meet Magneto. Fang Bing's trip was not in vain. Because even today he didn't get a chance to feed Magneto. But have met. Magneto could no longer escape Fang Bing's grasp. Sooner or later he will be taken down. Fang Bing continued to fly towards Apocalypse and the others. Because he sees it. Apocalypse is now clearly in mind control Professor X. Next. I am afraid that Professor X mind control will be used by all human beings. Only. Fang Bing just flew closer. Apocalypse turned her head. He looked in the direction he was flying from. Fang Bing knew immediately. This guy must also have super abilities like mental detection. Otherwise, it would be impossible to discover the invisible self so quickly. Next. Fang Bing saw it. Apocalypse's eyes turned red. 2 laser beams shot out from his eyes. It hit Fang Bing directly. Fang Bing didn't dodge, because he intends to test the attack power of Apocalypse. Then. He revealed his body. The spell shield is turned on. Wait for the laser light to come. Zilla. The next moment. The laser light hit Fang Bing's spell shield. But he couldn't break the shield immediately. After a second, the magic shield was broken. Fang Bing dodged the remaining attacks. He has a bottom line in his mind. Apocalypse Cyclops grade. Definitely be taller than yourself. But it can't be too high. This level of attack. Although you can hurt yourself, but he couldn't kill himself. Then. Fang Bing was too lazy to wait for Wolverine and the others. He rushed directly. Because, although Apocalypse turned his head to attack himself with his eyes, the movement of his hands didn't stop, always in control of Professor X. Whoosh. Fang Bing 2 seconds later, it has already landed on the cliff. He stretched out his hand and drew out 2 Hellblades. Dashed towards Apocalypse, but the next moment. But Angel blocked the way. Angel spread his steel wings. Stand in front of Apocalypse. Fang Bing was not polite to him. Immediately stepped forward, before he could react. Stab. Stab. After 2 stabs, his pair of steel wings has been cut by Fang Bing with the blade of hell. Grab it. Popped a jelly bean into his mouth. Then kicked away. Then continued to attack Apocalypse. But this time, Magneto has also reacted. Ready. He stood in front of Fang Bing again. With a wave of his hand, a torrent of steel blasted towards Fang Bing. Fang Bing ignored it. He rushed towards him directly against his attack. That a few meters thick steel torrent, the moment I met Fang Bing. Become rose petals, falling from a cliff. Not Fang Bing bragging. This cliff. Magneto was the least of his threats. Because it doesn't matter how much Magneto is enhanced by Apocalypse. As long as he hasn't been able to control the electromagnetic force, one of the 4 fundamental forces of the universe. So, all his means of attack, for Fang Bing who has material transformation, are all invalid. So, although Magneto tried very hard to resist Fang Bing, but it's useless. After a moment, Fang Bing had already strangled his neck. Opened his mouth. Feed a jelly bean into his mouth. It's done. Finish feeding Magneto. Fang Bing was overjoyed. Because of Magneto's super ability, although there is no threat to him. But, get Magneto's super ability, it was too important to him. This is the key to Fang Bing's possession of the 4 fundamental forces of the universe. So, for that matter, the importance of Apocalypse to Fang Bing. Not even as good as the younger brother Magneto. Finished feeding Magneto. Fang Bing kicked him away. I don't care about him anymore, because Apocalypse is right around the corner. The confrontation between Fang Bing, Magneto and Angel just now. In fact, it only took less than 10 seconds, during this period. Apocalypse just turned to look at Fang Bing, even seeing Angel's defeat. There was no change in expression, and without relinquishing control of Professor X. Until Fang Bing easily defeated Magneto again. There was a look of surprise on his face, then he looked at Fang Bing who was about to disturb him. He could no longer ignore it, he glanced at Fang Bing. A powerful psychokinesis emanated, bound towards Fang Bing. Fang Bing suddenly felt himself in a quagmire. Mobility is disrupted. But, this shares psychokinesis. Just slowed down Fang Bing, it didn't trap him. Because of the power of Fang Bing, this level of psychokinesis is no longer something that can be easily restrained. Originally, Fang Bing was already very close to Apocalypse. After breaking free from psychokinesis, next moment, Fang Bing has come close to Apocalypse. Reach out and swing the blade of hell with all your strength. Go for Apocalypse's head, Fang Bing thought so. Apocalypse may teleport away with Professor X. Because he knows, Apocalypse has the ability to teleport with people. But did not expect. Apocalypse watched his attack and did not hide. Just grinned. An inexplicable smile leaked out. Clang. When Fang Bing's Hellblade stabs down. A circle of transparent protective cover, floating around Apocalypse. Completely blocked Fang Bing's Hellblade. Only then did Fang Bing know. Why doesn't Apocalypse hide? Turn out to be. He really doesn't need to hide. But, Fang Bing did not give up. The next moment he retracted the blade of hell. Because of things like daggers, although very sharp. But it is not suitable for breaking through this kind of shield. Next. Fang Bing from a different space. Pulled out the vibranium gauntlet that was used to beat the Hulk. Put it on. Instantly transformed it into Ulu metal. Then punch after punch hit Apocalypse's shield. Because Fang Bing believes, any shields. All are limited. Unlimited defense is impossible. Own this punch. Weighing tens of tons, Apocalypse is awesome. Can he continue to resist? Really? With Fang Bing's fists blasting out at a high speed. Hundreds of punches per second, just 2 seconds later. The shield is shaking. Apocalypse can no longer sit idly by. He didn't expect Fang Bing's power to be so great. Then, he ran away. He touched Professor X's head with his hand. Instantly disappeared in front of Fang Bing. Fang Bing saw that Apocalypse disappeared with Professor X. Chuckle. He reached out and opened the portal. Walked in. When he appears again, Apocalypse has been caught up. Reached them. Another punch towards Apocalypse. Apocalypse teleports away again with Professor X. Fang Bing caught up again. That's it. After repeating a few back and forth. Apocalypse complexion becomes ugly. I feel that Fang Bing is very unflattering. He teleported away not because he thought he couldn't beat Fang Bing. It's not like sabotaging your own plans, but Fang Bing is like a dogskin plaster. I can't shake it off. Annoyed him. Then. This time. Apocalypse no longer teleports to avoid Fang Bing's attack. Instead, Professor X is released. Decided to get rid of this trouble first. Looking at Fang Bing, who was attacking again with a punch. Apocalypse thought. The original crumbling shield. Condensate again. He has more than one super ability related to shields. Break one and open another. If the attack power does not reach a certain level. Can't break his shield with a single hit. That could never attack his body. Then. He started to stand up against Fang Bing. Yellow Sand Vortex. Cyclops. Psychokinesis. Ice Storm. But only a few seconds later. Fang Bing stepped back a few steps and left the battle. Surprised. Not because he's afraid of Apocalypse. Apocalypse is strong though, but it still can't hurt him. The battle between the two just now. No one can kill the other. Fang Bing can't break through Apocalypse's layers of shields. Apocalypse's many super abilities. Basically miss Fang Bing. Even if it hits. Can't hurt Fang Bing's body either. Even if it hurts. Fang Bing also instantly self-healing. He stopped fighting. It's because something happened. Something he never expected. Stop by with Fang Bing. Apocalypse also noticed something. Look angry. The reason for his anger. Because of Professor X. After breaking out of Apocalypse's control. Hit head on a rock. Suicide. This surprised Fang Bing. F*K. What is this for? Why is this guy committing suicide? Fang Bing is also preparing to fight Apocalypse for a while. Just find a chance to take Professor X away, but did not expect. This guy actually committed suicide. Look at that Professor X that has lost all movement. Fang Bing is a pain in the ass. Good guy. Let's forget about all the big Ivans in the world being launched into space. Even Professor X is dead? This script is not going right. But. Fang Bing also changed his mind and understood. Why does Professor X do this? Because. Professor X thinks. No one can beat Apocalypse. No one can stop Apocalypse's crazy plan. So. If Professor X himself was still alive. That will always be a puppet for Apocalypse's minions. Become an accomplice to Apocalypse's scourge all over the world. So. Under despair. Professor X, who has always met the standard of ethics. Only then did he make this decision that made Fang Bing's ass hurt. And Fang Bing saw that Professor X was dead. I'm too lazy to fight Apocalypse again. Because he knows. I can't hurt Apocalypse yet. And Apocalypse. Saw Professor X committing suicide. Just out of anger. He was just short of his goal. Only one step away. In the end, it was because of the trouble of the guy in front of him. Fall short. He decides. Must kill Fang Bing. Then. Apocalypse attacked Fang Bing again. But Fang Bing didn't plan to talk to him anymore. At the moment of Apocalypse's attack, he launched super speed. Apocalypse is bypassed. Grabbed Professor X's body. Then whoosh. Fly into the sky. Apocalypse has dynamic vision though. But the speed is still worse than Fang Bing. So I couldn't stop Fang Bing from leaving. Just makes Apocalypse wonder. Professor X is definitely dead. So what's the use of this guy taking his body? No matter how. Apocalypse certainly cannot let Fang Bing go. So he flew too. Chasing towards Fang Bing in the sky at top speed. But. Next moment. An orange portal appeared in front of Fang Bing. He got in. Disappeared in front of Apocalypse. Apocalypse numb claws. Although he has many super abilities. But there is no such super ability that can teleport with people. So. He has now completely lost track of Fang Bing. The other side. After Fang Bing left with Professor X's body. It came directly to the vibranium prison under the sea under the earth. Initiates a substance conversion. Created an ice coffin. Throw the Professor X in there, although Professor X is dead. But. Fang Bing did not forget, in this world. There are also such things as Dragon Bone secret medicine. It can bring people back from the dead, only. Now the Dragon Bone elixir of the hand has been exhausted. Fang Bing wants to revive Professor X. We have to wait until Jinhee finishes the demolition. Find the location of the keel beneath Hell's Kitchen. Then break the iron fist of the previous generation. For the seal of the keel. Got the keel. Ability to synthesize Dragon Bone secret medicine. And the reason why Fang Bing wants to save Professor X. Not out of great kindness, but just want to extract the super ability from Professor X. Subsequently, Fang Bing opened the portal again. Now Professor X is dead. The Earth is safe for now. Apocalypse alone can't toss too much wind and waves. So Fang Bing intends to bring back a few people on Hive Planet. And he has a follow-up plan. Apocalypse can be done. After going out from the portal, Fang Bing has come to Aunt May and Little Peter. Say hello to Aunt May. Tell them it's alright. Then open the portal. Sent them home. After. Fang Bing in turn Iron Man and Polaris Lorna. They were also sent home. Just Fang Bing being curious baby like Iron Man. Asked a bunch of questions. What is this planet? How far is it from the Earth? Where are the aliens on this planet? After Iron Man was sent to this alien planet. After seeing the starry sky that is completely different from the Earth in the sky. Attention immediately shifted to the aliens. Not even willing to go back to Earth through the portal in the end. In the end, Fang Bing kicked him in and it was over. As for Lorna. When Fang Bing found her on Hive Star. She was digging a hole in the ground with a look of excitement. It seems that they are about to settle down on Hive Planet. Fang Bing did not show up either, just by speed. Send it through the portal instantly. Throw it home. After that, it's all done. Fang Bing hasn't stopped yet. Because. Time to implement his plan to finish Apocalypse. He opened a portal again. Walked in. When he walked out again. Already in the desert. Appeared in front of Apocalypse. But found out. Just the moment Fang Bing left. Wolverine et al. Already paired with Apocalypse. The result was hanged by Apocalypse. All 5 mutants have been subdued by Apocalypse. Fang Bing saw this situation with his own eyes. After appearing towards Apocalypse unlocks the taunt ability. Hey, grandson, do you have the guts to hit me? If you hit me, just call me Grandpa. Originally, Apocalypse took care of 5 mutants including Wolverine. Thinking about mind control them. Then turn it into your own follower. But notice that Fang Bing is back. Immediately, anger broke out. And I heard Fang Bing's insults and taunts again. How can I bear it? Directly shot towards Fang Bing. But Fang Bing, after mocking, didn't fight Apocalypse. After suffering an attack from Apocalypse, an orange portal was opened directly. Walked in. But, before Fang Bing faced Apocalypse. Opened portal. Both will be after Fang Bing passes. Disappeared in an instant, and this time. It seems that it was because of the attack of Apocalypse. The portal closed a moment later. This allows Apocalypse to catch the loophole. In the blink of an eye. Burst speed. Excitedly rushed into the portal. And Apocalypse thinks. He should have found Fang Bing's weakness. As long as Fang Bing opens the portal. Attack Fang Bing. It will slow down the closing speed of the portal. But. When Apocalypse passes through the portal. But found out. Fang Bing has drilled into another portal again. Disappeared in front of oneself in an instant. The portal that opened again was also instantly closed. Then. Apocalypse through Fang Bing's portal. Arrived at this place. No one is there. Apocalypse looked back. The portal that came over just now, also long gone. Apocalypse knew he was lost again. Very angry. Decided to let Fang Bing go for now. Go back to that desert first. After enhancing the ability of mutants such as Wolverine. Become your own new 4 horsemen of Apocalypse. Then he thought about the Egyptian desert. Cast the teleport super ability. Then, failed. Apocalypse discovery. He was still standing there. What's the matter? Apocalypse is a little confused. His teleport super ability. The transmission distance is very long. Go wherever you want. From the Antarctic to the North Pole instantly. Why is it failing now? Apocalypse has never encountered such a thing. He's ready to try again. Maybe it was just an accident? Then. He stood still and tried a few more times. It was found that it could not be transmitted. Alright. Since there is no way to go to that desert. Then find a big city first. Find some lurking mutants. But. When Apocalypse looks up the next moment. When he sees. A few huge planets hanging in the sky. It was completely dumbfounded. Just got it. I was counted. That's right. Banished Apocalypse to Hive Planet. This is Fang Bing's plan. Because it is temporarily impossible to break through the defense of Apocalypse. Fang Bing couldn't help him. But. Fang Bing didn't want him to stay on the Earth to continue making trouble. Because he was allowed to toss around the Earth. Sooner or later, he will come to his house. This is what Fang Bing does not want to see. So he felt exiled Apocalypse to the Hive Planet. Maybe a good idea. According to Fang Bing's speculation, take Apocalypse's teleportation ability. It is impossible to return to the Earth across most of the universe. Own portal can do this. What it comes down to is, Fang Bing's portal is not a super ability at all, but a spell, still from Ancient One's spell. And this teleportation super ability, usually there is a distance limit. Where would Apocalypse want to teleport? You can teleport anywhere. Then he is invincible. No one can do anything to him. But that's impossible. So, Fang Bing is sure Apocalypse will have a great time on Hive. The reason why Fang Bing did not introduce it into Ulu Metal Prison. Because of Apocalypse can't be trapped in Uru Metal Prison. Not to mention so many other abilities in Apocalypse. Just say that he is good at desertification. You can instantly turn Ulu metal into yellow sand. So, trying to trap Apocalypse can only be controlled by distance. Don't talk about spaceships on Hivestar. Not even an excavator. Apocalypse can fly though, although it can survive in a vacuum. But if he dares to fly away from the Hivestar at his flight speed, then get ready to fly for thousands of years in the barren universe. Fang Bing believes that Apocalypse will not be so stupid. Although, now on that planet, there is also an Ulu metal prison that Fang Bing hides under the seafloor. But there was only a hive closed inside, so what if the weather finds the hive? The hive itself was trapped on that planet for thousands of years. Even if Apocalypse rescued him, it's just one more troubled brother. Definitely. In fact, Fang Bing could directly send the portal just now. Open near the planet Ego. Use the God Egg to kill Apocalypse. But Fang Bing didn't do that, because of he can't bear it. Apocalypse has countless super abilities all over her body. Feed it to Egg. What a waste of money. Moreover, Fang Bing feels that the gap between himself and Apocalypse is not too big. Banish it on the Hive planet. Wait until the strength is improved enough to break the Apocalypse defense. Then you can go to Hive Star anytime. Force feed Apocalypse. After Fang Bing left the Hive planet, go straight back to the villa at home. Sitting on the sofa, a little excited, start to view the list of system abilities extracted before. He just fed 4 mutants in one go, respectively. Beast, Mystique, Angel, Magneto. Magneto's ability is what he wants most. Others, just mosquito legs. Then, Fang Bing simply and neatly came up with a batch extraction. Draw. Congratulations on obtaining Earth Mathematics Knowledge I6. Congratulations on obtaining the Assassination Technique V5. Congratulations on obtaining Iron Wings IV8. Congratulations, you have obtained the Magnetic Field Control IV8. Good luck. 2 super abilities were drawn out of the 4. The most important is, Fang Bing drew Magneto's Magnetic Field Control, which he needed most. Knowledge of Earth Mathematics, drawn from the Learned Beast. And Assassination Skills, it was drawn from Mystique. And the Wings of Steel, it is the ability belonging to the mutant Angel. Magneto and Angel, both have been enhanced by Apocalypse ability. So, Angel's original pair of meat wings, being strengthened into a pair of steel wings. Super ability level increased. Power greatly increased. And the same goes for Magneto. The magnetic field control goes directly to the 8th level. 8 levels of magnetic field control. Fang Bing feeling. It is not far away from the electromagnetic force, one of the 4 fundamental forces of the universe. Think here. Fang Bing couldn't wait any longer. He opened the portal again. Walked in. When he appears again, it has reached the sea of the Earth. The Hive Star is because of Apocalypse. It is temporarily inconvenient to test ability, so as not to be entangled by Apocalypse again. You can't go to the moon at will, because the movement made was louder. Will bring out Black Bolt, and on Earth, the no man's land that Fang Bing went to before. I can't even go, because Fang Bing just used the plant field in ability before. Return to the front to show the saint. Now I don't know how many sand sculpture netizens are squatting there. So, Fang Bing can only choose to come to the sea to test the super ability for the time being. Standing above a sea in the depths of the ocean, Fang Bing plans to try first. Extracted from Angel. Steel wings that feel useless, in the ability list. This ability is turned on. Launch. Fang Bing suddenly felt abnormalities began to appear on both sides of his back and shoulder blades. Some crispy feeling. Moments later, Fang Bing looked back. Ho! A pair of steel wings really grew out of the back. In the midday sun shining with metallic light. Not to mention, so handsome, Fang Bing stopped psychokinesis. Tried to fan it twice. This pair of steel wings instantly brought Fang Bing to fly high into the sky. As expected of an 8th level super ability. The speed is still extremely fast, because Fang Bing had already heard the rumbling sonic boom in his ears. This means, Angel's steel wings. Flight speed can also reach supersonic speed. But, still not as fast as Fang Bing's original flight. Slightly tasteless. After flying around, Fang Bing tested again. Attack effect of iron wings. There are 2 ways to attack this thing, or flap your wings. Only use steel wings to cut people, or the steel feathers on the steel wings. Launch out. Attack enemies from a distance. After a brief try, Fang Bing felt very average. But he was not disappointed, because Angel is a mutant. Ability is already very good, even enhanced by Apocalypse. It's also a thing that Mud can't support the wall. That's why his ability is so flashy. It was also within Fang Bing's expectation. Fang Bing thinks, this steel wing, for him. Maximum effect. It should be when nothing happens. Recruit it to pretend. After, Fang Bing temporarily disabled this ability. The reason to disable it is because of this hanging hair ability. Just turn it on. The wings cannot be retracted. It just keeps growing on the body. That's why Angel is like a birdman. Wherever you go, you carry your wings on your back. Fortunately, Fang Bing has a system. Disabled in the system ability list. The steel wings on his back disappeared immediately. After, Fang Bing began to test his most important magnetic field control. Magneto's magnetic field control, also on the same level as Angel. After being strengthened by Apocalypse, they are all level 8. But in the original plot, Angel just changed from flesh wings to steel wings. Magneto, on the other hand, could only manipulate metal within close range. For example, standing inside a football field. Use all your strength. Only by manipulating the metal inside the football field wall. To lift it into the air, and when he was strengthened by Apocalypse. It is already able to control the magnetic field from a long distance. And it can also manipulate the vast amount of metallic substances buried beneath the surface. Let it break through the surface, turned into a torrent of metal. Thus easily destroying a small town. So, Fang Bing is looking forward to it. Without any hesitation, he turned on the 8th level magnetic field control. Instantly replaced. Level 1 field control previously obtained from Polaris Lorna. Then stand on the sea. Activated this ability. Now, this sea area where he is, not too deep. The sea surface is only a few hundred meters deep from the bottom of the sea. So, when the ability activates, Fang Bing immediately sensed the bottom of the sea. A large amount of hidden metal substances rise. Fang Bing thought. The surface of the seabed trembled. It drove the entire sea area to become rough. Soon, a stream of metal torrents broke through the soil and rock formations on the surface of the seabed. Through hundreds of meters of seawater, fly into the sky. Blot out the sun like the end of the day. And this sea area. Then there was an undersea earthquake. Wave after wave of tsunamis formed, running towards the distance. Fang Bing looked at what he had done. Just a feeling. Awesome. Magneto is a scene person, although he controls the magnetic field. Come up with a torrent of metal. It did no harm to Fang Bing before. But this pomp. There is no one anymore. It's a comparison. It is used to hang things that are not strong in defense. It's just all the time. But, although the scene is quite big. But Fang Bing feels. The single target attack power of this thing is not very good. Because metal torrents can also follow Fang Bing's ideas. And shapeshifting into all kinds of swords, sticks, axes, hooks and forks. But, these metals, it's just plain metal. It really hits people with strong defenses. I'm afraid it's almost meaningless. Is this 8-level magnetic field control, in their own hands? Only for demolition? Or build a house? That's useless. After all, Fang Bing has already undergone material transformation. Building a house is not much better than this. But, Fang Bing immediately thought of it. Now that his own magnetic field control distance and strength have increased. That thing. Can it also be used to increase its own speed? After all, before his psychokinesis flight speed, it can reach a speed of 5,000 kilometers per hour. The first level magnetic field control also contributed a lot to the factory. Thought of using magnetic field control after increasing flight speed. Fang Bing immediately recalled the previous quiz. Recalled. That only uses the magnetic field to control the iron element in the body. Causing hairs that ooze blood. I remembered it even more. In his own different space. Those 1,800 flying swords. Fang Bing was excited. Feel this magnetic field control. Even if you can't improve it for the time being. To the level of the 4 major fundamental forces of the universe. But it will definitely have a major effect on yourself. It is absolutely impossible to only use it for demolition. Then, Fang Bing stood still first, casually launched psychokinesis. Whoosh flew into the sky. At the same time, he activated the super-fast bodyguard. Eliminate sonic boom and air friction. The speed soared. Then, Fang Bing directly turned on the 8-level magnetic field control with all his strength. Controls the surrounding magnetic field. Push yourself to speed up. Whoosh. Flight speed soars again. Really. The magnetic field control has been raised by 8 levels in one breath. The increase in flight speed is very large. Fang Bing felt his own speed. Completely surpassed before. Scenery on the ground. In his eyes. Both are completely blurred. Not long after, he even flew out of the range of the sea. Into land. Fang Bing took a look. Just fly around the earth again. Not flying east this time. Fang Bing adjusted the direction. Facing the South Pole. Fly away at extreme speed. He is going to circle the North and South Poles. Fly around the globe. Use this to test. How fast is your own speed? It also happened to go to the North and South Poles to explore the way. Before, he has never been to the South Pole and the North Pole. The closest place, it was nothing more than a trip to Iceland for barbecue. Time flies. With Fang Bing's speedy flight. He found that there was snow in front of him. Just realized. I have already flown to Antarctica. Fall. I masked RB Ted the Penguin for 2 minutes. Then continue to fly forward, after a few hours. Fang Bing once again stood at the sea where he just started. And at the moment, only 5 hours had passed. Earth's South Pole to North Pole. The circumference of this circle. Although it is slightly shorter than the circumference of the equator. But there are also nearly 40,000 kilometers, but Fang Bing only took 5 hours. Just flew a full circle around. This means his speed has reached a speed of 8,000 kilometers per hour. And before, his speed is only 5,000 kilometers per hour. Fly around the Earth. It took another 8 hours. Now, just because the field control was upgraded, the speed has been directly increased by more than half. Fang Bing feeling. Next time I will meet Black Bolt King again. The speed should no longer be slower than him. 8,000 kilometers per hour. 2,200 meters per second. This means, when Fang Bing is fully flying, it can fly 2,200 meters in 1 second, the naked eye of ordinary people can't see it at all, and the speed of sound. Only 340 meters in 1 second. Fang Bing has reached more than 6 times the supersonic speed. Test the speed. Fang Bing is very satisfied. The speed has increased. It also means that his survival ability has been improved. Because, just run fast enough, can dodge most attacks. If Fang Bing is not fast, when he was attacked by Black Bolt King before, it is simply impossible to escape from his attack range. If you can't avoid the sonic attack of Black Bolt King, at that time, it will definitely be pressed to the ground and rubbed repeatedly. So, high speed, although for men, some kind of situation. Not necessarily a good thing, but for Fang Bing, it is definitely the secret of his magic weapon until the end. After, Fang Bing did not leave the sea. Instead, it landed directly on the surface of the sea. Put your hand in the seawater. Initiated a material conversion. Then, the seawater of the giant star began to change rapidly. It was converted into a 3-foot flying sword in batches. All made of ulu metal. 2 hours later, with the hard work of Fang Bing. Around him, countless ulu metal flying swords are already floating densely. Blot out the sun, even blocked the brilliance of the setting sun. Then, Fang Bing opened another dimension. Released the 1,800 3-foot flying swords that had been stored. Moved the flying sword outside. Collected 108,000. With the thought. Simultaneously activates psychokinesis and field control. Controls 108,000 flying swords. Formation of troops. After a few seconds, a formation was quickly formed, because the flying swords are all made of uru metal. Fang Bing found out. Now he controls these 108,000 flying swords. It took very little effort at all. Psychokinesis instead becomes the auxiliary power. Fang Bing stepped on the big sword and flew into the air. 108,000 flying swords. Then it floated above his head. Form a sword formation. Aligned forward. What the hell? What is Wanjian Ju? Our current one is called 100,000 sword domain. Fang Bing thought. 108,000 flying swords blasted into the sea at the same time. The originally calm sea was splashed with tens of meters of huge waves. Subsequently, a big shark passing by directly at a depth of tens of meters under the sea. Cut into pieces of file size. Then, around the bottom of Fang Bing's feet. Fly around. Only then did he return to the top of Fang Bing's head again. Original. Fang Bing makes flying swords. Just for fun. To pretend. I didn't think about using it to fight. But now, under the combined effect of several special abilities of Fang Bing. These 100,000 Ulu metal flying swords. The 100,000 sword domain form, it's already very lethal. After all, Fang Bing is not the same as Magneto's. Compared with Fang Bing, Magneto is like a poor dick. Can only be controlled using a magnetic field. Control some common metals, that kind of thing. Even under the control of the magnetic field. Attack the enemy. It doesn't have much attack power either. But Fang Bing is different, his 108,000 flying swords. Made of the hardest Uru metal in the universe. Extremely sharp. Fang Bing was a bit laborious to control with psychokinesis before. And now with magnetic manipulation, easy. It has been fully used in actual combat, so. Fang Bing ends here. Another powerful attack method has been added. After, he also controls the 100,000 sword domain. Fly a few laps after practicing several attack formations. Then prepare to put it into a different space. Result. Fang Bing found out. I can't put it in. Because the different space can't fit it, originally Fang Bing's different space. Not much space left. And now these 108,000 flying swords. It does take up some space. Fang Bing looked at the things in the space. No way. He could only casually take out the space-based weapon that occupied half of the different space. Open a portal. Dropped it on Iron Man's proving ground. This frees up space. Take all the flying swords in. After doing this, about the super ability of magnetic field control. Fang Bing still has one thing left undone. That is the next test. Control the iron element in the living body. Consider ordinary animals. Can't stand Fang Bing's devastation anymore. Fang Bing decided. Just try Apocalypse. Then, he directly opened a portal. Walked in. When he appears, already in the air a few miles away from Apocalypse. Take a look at Apocalypse. I saw him lying slumped on a mountain bag at the moment. Quietly admiring the lonely strange starry sky. I almost couldn't bear to see Fang Bing. That being the case, then have some fun for him. Then, Fang Bing flew over. Don't even bother to turn on invisibility. Apocalypse naturally discovered Fang Bing's arrival very quickly. A carp stood up straight, without further ado. Then he attacked Fang Bing with all his strength. Only. This time Fang Bing dodged his attack. It's easier, because his speed has increased by more than half. Apocalypse's super abilities of those attack types. Basically just released. Fang Bing has already changed directions. Apocalypse is all stupid. Why haven't I seen you for a long time? This guy's strength has improved so much. I couldn't help feeling flustered. Super ability is used outside without money. Fang Bing was not idle either. He didn't forget why he came to find Apocalypse. Soon, he activated the magnetic field control. Start to sense Apocalypse's body. The next moment, Fang Bing sensed the iron element in Apocalypse's body. Blast me. He had a thought. Controls the burst of iron in Apocalypse. Puff. Apocalypse spat out a mouthful of old blood. Fang Bing saw that it could actually cause damage to Apocalypse. Simply recruit the 100,000 sword domain that was just created. Immediately. 108,000 flying swords. Blot out the sunblast towards Apocalypse in an instant. 1 second. Just blasted the protective cover of Apocalypse. But Apocalypse is not vegetarian either. Although he was controlled by Fang Bing the iron element. Got to vomit blood. But the next moment, he was back to normal, and the protective cover on his body just broke. Several rays of light lit up on him immediately. Layer after layer of protective shields appeared instantly. Blocked the continuous attacks of Fang Bing's 100,000 swords field. Then, the scene once fell into a tug of war. Fang Bing controls the 100,000 swords field to continuously break through the shield of Apocalypse. Apocalypse has been instant casting different types of shields. That scene. It doesn't look like a super ability duel at all. Fang Bing felt like he was staging a duel between Shushan sword immortals. It's just off the charts. After an hour, Fang Bing convinced. He had to admire. Apocalypse's stamina is really good. Played super ability for an hour, still out of breath. This product must have some super ability to recover quickly. And how many defense-related super abilities does this guy have? This is too resistant. Just this hour, Fang Bing saw dozens of different shields appearing in turn. It's just a super meat shield. No wonder it was Jean Grey who killed him with Phoenix Force. Because of this kind of attack that couldn't kill him with one blow. It basically doesn't work for him, Fang Bing now. Simply for Apocalypse's ability. Very hungry. Because Fang Bing is different from Apocalypse. He has a system. According to observation, he found, after drawing a similar ability, his ability is possible to integrate upgrade. Just like the previous Power Shock and Power Control. So, if he can get the dozens of Apocalypse Shield-related super abilities, then through System 1 integrate, wouldn't that be blown up? But Fang Bing also knows, although I have improved now, but still not enough to crush Apocalypse, I can only go here today. Then, he performed several iron explosions on Apocalypse in a row. Taking advantage of the moment when Apocalypse vomits blood. Stay away from Apocalypse. Open the portal. Instantly left the Hive Star. Apocalypse was left alone. Continue counting stars on that desolate planet. After returning to the villa on Earth, Fang Bing looked at the sky. It's all dark. He suddenly realized one thing. That is, my number of summons today has been reset. This means, he can try to summon foreign visitors again. It's just that Fang Bing was not in a hurry. Summon it. It's okay to be late. He had a busy day today. I also want to take a break first. Look at the time. It was time for dinner. Then, he called Wanda. They walked towards Aunt May's house together. Really. When Fang Bing arrived at Aunt May's house, she is cooking. Dinner is pasta and fried steak. Seeing Fang Bing came to Sangfan, Aunt May happily made 2 more copies. Taking advantage of Aunt May's world of cooking, little Peter pulled Fang Bing, asked non-stop. His problem. Almost identical to Iron Man. Fang Bing can only be like coaxing a child. Fooled him over. And next to Wanda, I heard little Peter say. Fang Bing even took them to an alien planet today. Also joined the army of sticky people. I pestered Fang Bing to take her to an alien planet to see. Before Fang Bing came, I really didn't expect this to happen. In front of Aunt May and little Peter, it is not easy to enforce family law. I can only sigh. Committed to Wanda. I will take her there in the future. The good thing is, after eating, Aunt May basically didn't ask anything. Just ask Fang Bing to pay attention to safety. After eating, Fang Bing brought little Peter and Wanda 3 rows to abuse the dishes. After being banned by the opposite report again. Only then did I take Wanda back to the villa. After, Wanda continued to practice origin magic power. And Fang Bing then opened the portal, walked in. When he appeared again, has reached the sea. No way. Before dealing with Apocalypse on Hive, Fang Bing for safety, decided where to do business. Put it in the sea for the time being. This is far from land. Thousands of miles around, there is no one. It is also a suitable place. As for how to depict the summoning circle on the sea, this is for Fang Bing. Not a problem at all. Even, he was ready to solve it this time. Every time you need to re-characterize the problem of the magic circle. Fang Bing fell to the surface of the sea. Put your hands in the water. Moments later, a circular metal plate appeared. Fang Bing picked up this metal plate made of ulu metal. Reach out. There was an extra dagger in his hand. It is the blade of hell. Fang Bing added the power of thunder to Hellblade. Increased its sharpness, and only then began on the ulu metal round plate. Characterize the summoning circle. That's right. Fang Bing only reacted now. You can make a piece like this yourself. A summoning circle that can be carried with you. When to use summoning. Recruited directly from the different space. Just ready to use. You don't have to draw the magic circle every time anymore. After a while, Fang Bing ends the characterization. Throw the summoning disc onto the sea. Although the summoning disc made of ulu metal is very heavy. It must weigh hundreds of caddies, but under Fang Bing magnetic field control. The summoning disc is still floating on the sea. The summoning circle is ready. Fang Bing didn't use any offerings for the hesitation either. Randomly took out a can of baked eggs. Throw it into the center of the summoning circle. He recited the spell. After a while, he got a response. The magic circle flashed. Toad keeps appearing. Then he jumped into the sea. Fang Bing didn't care. For this situation, I have long been used to it. Throw in another baked egg. Start the second call. Another moment later, a huge whale like a hill appeared on the teleportation disc. The corner of Fang Bing's mouth twitched. Controls the teleportation array disk. Throw it straight into the sea. There is only one last chance left today. Fang Bing thought that he would probably return empty-handed today. But he still didn't give up. Instead, it is out of metaphysical considerations. Change the sacrifice from roasted eggs to candied haws. For the third time, the summoning spell was recited. This time, too, there was a quick response, but it is different from the previous 2 times. The voice from the opposite side. But Fang Bing was stunned. The king sent me to patrol the mountains. Hey, who are you? What? What the hell? Fang Bing is completely stupid. That line. Isn't that sung by Little Demon in Journey to the West? This summoning circle plus system food. Can you really communicate with the world of Journey to the West? Then if he summoned Monkey King in the future. So what 8 or 9 profound arts, sharp eyes. 72 changes. Isn't there hope? More critically. Isn't that still a chance? Let Monkey King and Thanos break arms? Let Tathagata talk about life with Odin? That's easy. Simply. So exciting. Fang Bing was excited just thinking about it. But since the opposite is probably the Little Demon in Journey to the West, then Fang Bing has to pay attention. You have to sign a contract. Otherwise, who knows when it goes back? Will it be searched for memory by some great power? I learned that there is another world. If it's awesome, then call along the network cable. Fang Bing was dumbfounded. Although these are just speculations of Fang Bing as a dog. But the contract must not be missing. Then Fang Bing communicated with the Little Demon opposite. Tempted by system delicacies, a not-so-equal contract was soon signed. Although it can be regarded as an equal contract. But Fang Bing added some terms. Restrict the other party from disclosing this matter to anyone. Otherwise, the soul will dissipate automatically. The contract is made. Call. The magic circle flashed a slightly dazzling light. It's like summoning this little demon. Generally more energy is used. After a while, a fiery red-haired mob appeared in the center of the summoning circle. The power of System Gourmet is really irresistible. The little demon just appeared. He immediately picked up the candied haws placed in the center of the circle. I ate them one by one. Fang Bing stood by. I took a look at this little monster. Feeling and memory. Just a feeling. It's ugly, not too ugly. Height is quite tall, it's more than 2 meters. Wearing animal skins, he was also carrying a tattered spear. Bent over. Coupled with its disgusting appearance. Absolutely. Soon, the little demon finished eating the candied haws. Fang Bing here. The system also sounded a mechanical beep. Little Drillwind, the body of the rat demon. Special. He is a red-haired mouse that absorbs the essence of the sun and the moon to become a spirit, transforms into a human form, and possesses stronger strength, physique and lifespan than ordinary humans. Fake Death LV6. Because the main body is a mouse spirit, he is good at playing dead when he encounters danger. He can stop all bodily functions in a short time and enter a state of suspended animation. Super Physique IV6. His physique is very strong, 6 times higher than that of ordinary people. Super Melee Combat LV2. Although he is a monster, he only knows how to do something like a 3-legged cat. Singing Skills LV3. He always likes to sing and yell when he patrols the mountains, but because of his limited talent, his singing has never been very good. Master Sense of Smell LV3. Because the main body is a mouse spirit, so his sense of smell is extremely sensitive. Fang Bing read the ability list of this little demon. Saw his name. Finally confirmed. This is the little Juafeng who loves to patrol mountains and sing in Journey to the West. And originally, Fang Bing summoned him out. Just wanted to make sure. Who the hell is this guy? I didn't expect to get any useful abilities from him. But when Fang Bing saw the ability list of Xiaozuangfeng, just know, the level of force in Journey to the West, 80% is no lower than the Marvel world. Or even higher. Because just this little demon patrolling the mountains. Little miscellaneous soldiers. Physique can catch up with Earth's superhero Captain America. This is simply horrible. And although the little Drillwind doesn't have any spell ability, it just absorbs the essence of the sun and the moon into essence. But his feigning death skills, and a strong sense of smell. All Fang Bing needs. So, Fang Bing has no hesitation next. Draw. Congratulations, you have obtained Feigned Death LV6. I saw that I got this ability. Fang Bing was happy. Is this to keep myself going? Go? Only. Fang Bing was very curious. This is playing dead. How far can it go? Can you fool those powerful characters? Like Odin Ancient One or something? If you can fool people of this level, then the role of this ability can be great. Cooperate with Fang Bing's physique and super self-healing. Maybe something extraordinary can be done. Only Fang Bing has no conditions to test now. Looking at the little drill wind in front of him, he still has some things to figure out. Then Fang Bing reached out and made a move from portable space. Many delicacies were brought out. Answer a question seriously and give you a piece of food. Looking drooling, Xiao Juafang nodded like a chicken pecking at rice. Fang Bing couldn't help laughing. 10 minutes later, Fang Bing has obtained all the information from Xiao Juafang about the world he lives in, all he knows. Result: pretty much the same as Fang Bing remembered. It is indeed Journey to the West. A monster is everywhere. A world full of gods and Buddhas. Fang Bing finished listening. Sighed. I feel that I really need to improve my strength quickly. It's not just a question of how dangerous the Marvel Universe is. It's the appearance of the little drill wind. Mean. Outside of this plane, there may be other planes more dangerous than the Marvel plane. After the ability was extracted, the little Juafeng, who was caught up in the conversation again, for Fang Bing, it's useless, was waved back to the original plane by Fang Bing. Today's summoning spells are completely used up. Fang Bing looked at the sky. It was found that it was late at night. Just don't bother to go back. Start running directly on the sea. While running, launched super speed. Use this to exercise this ability. Make it upgrade as soon as possible, because Fang Bing thinks this is super fast, if you can be promoted to the top by yourself. To achieve the power of transcending time and passing through time. It doesn't matter which plane it is in, they are definitely considered magical skills. Because time, it is always the most difficult mystery to master. Run from dark to dawn. After sunrise, Fang Bing, who had been running for most of the night, stopped. Not red in the face and out of breath. No feeling of fatigue at all. Jump into the sea. I can swim. Surfed the waves. Also took a shower. Fang Bing just started thinking about what to do today. Then he just thought of it. Mutant school. Heard Wolverine say it before. The mutant school established by Professor X. Although not too many people were recruited, but there are also some students. And those students, because they are basically teenagers who just got awakening ability. So Wolverine didn't take them to find Professor X before. Because of those students, met Apocalypse. Only seek death. Even Wolverine Beast, those 5 mutants. If it wasn't for Fang Bing showing up last, they too are finished. It will only become a puppet of Apocalypse, but although those students in mutant school are weak chickens. But Fang Bing didn't dislike it at all. Super ability for him. That is, the more the merrier, and some super ability. It can also integrate upgrade to a more powerful super ability. So, Fang Bing thought for a while. He stood on the sea. He stretched out his hand and opened a portal. Walked in. When he walked out of the portal, already at Wolverine's side, ignoring Wolverine who came up to her. First looked at the surrounding environment. Really? This is within a school, it's just not big. But the decoration is very luxurious. This made Fang Bing think. Professor X is quite rich. He activated super hearing at the same time. He listened to the movement around him. Soon, a smile appeared on his face. At this time, Wolverine was already in front of him. What about Apocalypse? Have you defeated him? Only then did Fang Bing remember, since he lured Apocalypse into the portal. Banish it behind the hive planet. Never said anything to Wolverine or the others. Just left. These people, it is not yet known what will happen to Apocalypse. But Fang Bing didn't intend to tell them the truth either. Anyway, even if I get Apocalypse in the future, it is also impossible to let him return to Earth. Only imprison him. Infinitely drains the ability from him. So Fang Bing simply told Wolverine directly. Apocalypse got killed by itself. Wolverine heard the news. The spirit lifted. But then he asked sadly, is the professor's body still there? We want to hold a funeral for him. Turn out to be. After Fang Bing took away Professor X's body. When Apocalypse blasts Wolverine and others, mutant has been told to Wolverine at all. The Professor X suicide thing. Fang Bing shook his head upon hearing this. Wolverine's face immediately became sadder. Apocalypse lied to you. The professor is not dead. I am trying to save him. He will be back soon. Professor X is indeed dead. But Fang Bing didn't want to tell Wolverine either. The matter of the Dragon Bone secret medicine. And he didn't intend to imprison the professor either. So, wait until the professor is revived. Feed him jelly beans. Fang Bing was ready to put him back. That's why Fang Bing told Wolverine this white lie. Wolverine heard Fang Bing's words, believe it right away. After all, Fang Bing started from appearing in front of him. He has always played the image of a good magician. Never fooled them, been helping him with his problems. So, Wolverine was overjoyed, hastily ran out. Go find a couple of other mutants, I want to tell them the good news. And Fang Bing then wandered around in the mutant school. Want to see, can you find some familiar faces? The result disappointed him. In the mutant school, about 1 or 20 students. Some of them were rescued from General Stryker's laboratory before. When sending them away, they have already fed them jelly beans. Ability is extracted. So, the whole mutant school. Ability not extracted by Fang Bing. There are only 7 or 8 mutant students left. And Fang Bing didn't know each other, but, again, no matter how small a mosquito is, it is still meat. Anyway, it's a worthless deal. Do not smoke white, do not smoke. Then, Fang Bing is directly at the mutant school. Set up a stall. There are dozens of strings of candied haws. Distributed free of charge. 1 per person. Everyone has a share. At the beginning, those mutant teens. Although the smell is drooling, but he didn't dare to go forward. Because they don't know Fang Bing. Because of their encounters in the outside world. They have already given them enough vigilance. But, with the appearance of Beast et al., introduce them to Fang Bing, the magician who saved them from the fire and water. These mutant teenagers. Only then did I completely let go of my heart. Take turns to come up and take away the candied haws. Even Beast mystique them. After learning the good news that the professor was not dead and Yin Chi was eliminated. He also opened his heart. Work up an appetite. Be cheeky with the students. I took candied haws from the small stall. Eat up. After a while, the beautiful mechanical sound of ding ding ding. They appeared in Fang Bing's mind one after another. Fang Bing was very happy listening to this voice. Then, after everyone has eaten the candied haws, Fang Bing came directly to a batch extraction. Draw. Congratulations on getting Diamond Physique V3. Congratulations on obtaining Perspective IV5. Congratulations on obtaining Blue Leather LV2. Congratulations on getting the Onomatopoeia V7. Congratulations on obtaining Junior High School Mathematics Knowledge 3. Congratulations on getting the Car Modification 7. Congratulations, you have obtained Jumping Rubber Band IV2. Fang Bing looked at the 4 drawn super abilities. Feel it immediately. Wolverine doesn't take them to Apocalypse. It's absolutely the right decision. Otherwise, there must be no ashes. Have a look. What a rubbish ability. Diamond Physique. Look at the introduction. Is that supposed to transform the body into a diamond? It sounds like a hang-up. Very hard looking. But, Diamond Defense. In fact, it is not too high. Defense of this strength. It's okay to bully ordinary people. But, Fang Bing dare to be sure. He casually recruited Uru Metal Flying Sword. It can split diamonds into powder with one sword. So, even if Fang Bing has obtained this ability, it is also impossible to use for defense, only in some special scenarios. Might come in handy. There is also a super ability named Blue Skin on the back. Fang Bing originally saw this ability, still a little confused. Thought it might be some special ability. Damn. Fang Bing took a look at the system profile. This broken ability can only turn the skin blue. Nothing else works, does not increase defense. Nothing else special about it either. Just become a blue man. What a bullshit super ability. But, if one day the Kree invade the Earth and conquered the Earth, then this mutant with blue skin super ability. At that time, it is possible to turn yourself into a blue skin. Imitation of the Kree's kind. Escaped, and the remaining 2 super ability 10s. Perspective and Onomatopoeia. It's not a waste ability. See system profile. Fang Bing also probably guessed its role. Should help him a bit. Only, how powerful exactly? Still need to try to know. After drawing the ability at the mutant school, Fang Bing didn't have any more courtesy with Wolverine and the others. There is still something to say. Just opened the portal directly. Left there. When he appears again, we've arrived at Iron Man's villa. The reason for coming to him this time, because of. A few days have passed. Fang Bing wanted to see how they were progressing in repairing the Discovery. When the Fang Bing portal walks out, already at Iron Man's side, saw Iron Man and Ebony Maw still busy inside Discovery. Fang Bing stepped forward. Check out the progress of the repairs. Ask about Iron Man again. Learned. Discovery is still more than a week away from being repaired. So Fang Bing didn't stay to disturb them anymore. Just let them go as fast as they can, then left here. When he appeared, has arrived near a university in London. Yes, because at the moment is not yet noon. Fang Bing plans to set up a stall again while he has free time. Collect the scientific knowledge ability of ordinary people. He used Fang Bing's dining car to smash Adelan again. Has been damaged. So Fang Bing can only launch the material transformation again now. In situ. A new food truck has been conjured up. Push it behind the school gate. Fang Bing is just about to start making dark dishes. But I saw the pedestrians coming and going at the school gate. Then, he thought of one of the super abilities he had just acquired. Perspective. The role of this super ability is self-evident. Just now at mutant school, because I didn't find any good ones. There are even some odd shapes. Fang Bing didn't bother to open this ability. But, where is this now university entrance? Come and go. Youthful and beautiful, blind people's eyes. Fang Bing is a gentleman. He feels now. Set up a stall. Not in a hurry. When can't it be put on? He is a student at the Columbia University Faculty of Medicine. The dissertation has not yet been submitted. Now there is observation and study. Opportunity to add luster to your dissertation. How could it not be caught? So, Fang Bing, in order to deepen medical research, can improve academic standards, can write a good paper. Successfully graduated from Columbia University. Fang Bing leaned down on the counter decisively. This super ability is turned on. Perspective. But, next, the scene seen by Fang Bing. But it startled him. F*K. What is this? The scene seen by Fang Bing. Totally different from what he thought. He didn't see any white flowers that were big and round. All I saw was a body with no flesh, pink skull. Under his gaze, the human skin seems to no longer exist. School entrance. These people passing by. Like a monster. Fang Bing could see them as they walked. Muscle changes. Blood flows through the body. The heart beats in the chest cavity made of blood-colored bones. Mom. What is this? Fang Bing quickly turned off this bullshit super ability. He looked at the pedestrians at the school gate again. This is just great. Rejuvenated and beautiful again. Seductive. After turning off this so-called perspective, Fang Bing looked at the beauty seriously for 10 minutes. Restore your eyes and spirit that were just injured. Then I started to think carefully. This super ability. What the hell is it? Fang Bing opens the system list. Read the ability description repeatedly. Didn't see why. But, he also had some ideas in his heart. So, Fang Bing turned on this ability again. Ready to test again. This time, Fang Bing didn't see anyone again. He was afraid that he would see too much of the pink skull in that state just now. Will affect your own XP. So, he looked towards the wall surrounding the school. Immediately, those walls, as if it didn't exist at all, passed by his gaze. Let him easily see the scene in the school. Basketball court. Teaching building. Grove. Two bloody skeletons in the woods were fighting. Grass. Fang Bing quickly shifted his gaze. Changed direction. Accidentally. Saw more skeletons fighting again. But, in the end, Fang Bing experimented. The ability of this perspective. What the hell is going wrong? Therein lies the problem. Another super ability on Fang Bing. Supervision. Because, when Fang Bing turned off supervision, he found this perspective ability. It can indeed help deepen academic research. See through all the disguises of the schoolgirls. But, when Fang Bing turned on supervision again, the seniors and juniors turned into pink skulls again. The disgusting Fang Bing almost spit out the overnight meal. Not only, Fang Bing also found out, when supervision and perspective are turned on at the same time, just focus in one direction, he can probably see through all obstacles within 3 miles. It can also see through the human body. See directly the tissue structure in the human body. This surprised Fang Bing a little. I thought his guess was correct. Some super ability. Although it has no special effect when used alone. But used in combination, there will be some unique effects. And there is also the possibility to integrate upgrade. And now, Fang Bing thinks, he can see through obstacles within 3 miles. This distance is too short, just because his supervision level is too low. Now there are only 6 levels, if he can raise supervision up. That see through the distance of the wall, it will also increase accordingly. And improve eyesight, actually is very simple. Because Fang Bing got supervision at the very beginning. It is obtained from birds. It was only later that Fang Bing felt that his eyesight was enough. I have been too lazy to feed the birds in large quantities. Did not upgrade this ability to full level, but now it is different. Fang Bing is going to go again when he finds time. We must improve this vision. The reason why Fang Bing made this plan. The root cause is still original perspective. It's pretty rubbish. Just an entertainment level super ability. If supervision is not turned on, Fang Bing tried it. Can see through walls though, but maybe you can see through a wall or two. It is even more impossible to see through the human body structure. But get the perspective after supervision augmentation. Although I lost Shang Shui Mei and Shui Ji, the role of learning new knowledge, but can see through the human body structure in battle is very useful. For example, the enemy wants to throw a punch, then he was about to attack the moment. The muscle structure in the body must move first. So, Fang Bing can see this ahead of time. It means that he can predict the enemy's attack in advance. The enemy's attack has not been hit yet. Fang Bing will know. The opponent wants to punch. Still out. This is absolutely perfect. And the function that sees through the wall. It does not conflict with Fang Bing's super hearing. No matter how strong your hearing is, the basic situation inside the building can only be judged by the sound. If the building is made of soundproof materials, then nothing will be heard, even if it is not a soundproof building. But when the people inside the building, it's a ninja type, will hold my breath, weakened heartbeat, even temporarily stop the heartbeat, that Fang Bing passed super listening. Nor could he be found, but now Fang Bing has the words to see through walls. I can see again, can listen again, everything within a few miles. It's all under control. After Fang Bing, who has fully mastered the usage of this ability. Selecting turns off supervision. Lie down on the counter seriously. Start learning. 3 hours later, it's already afternoon. Fang Bing's study has just come to an end, although my eyes are sour. But he also learned a lot of new knowledge and new postures. Fang Bing felt that he would never go out of business again. Today is over. Only then did I start thinking about setting up a stall to do business. Let's go out. First of all, definitely is to create today's dark dishes. Which should I do today? Fang Bing had a headache. I have done so many dark dishes before, it has almost emptied the inventory in his memory. Some poor Fang Bing, he quickly pulled out his cell phone. Start searching online. Soon, he found what he wanted. It is good. Made this today. Bumblebee cookies. After finding the target, Fang Bing immediately recruited the food maker. Start mass production. It's called a bumblebee cookie. 10 minutes later, 1,000 servings of bumblebee cookies were made. Fang Bing picked up a piece, took a look. Ho! Newbie. Live up to the name. Sure enough, there are bumblebees. There are also cookies. There is a famous oriental delicacy called rujiamo. The bumblebee cookie. It's more appropriate to call it a bumblebee sandwich. A complete bumblebee, with wings, mix in the biscuits. It looks so infiltrating. Fang Bing didn't have the courage to try. He felt this thing. It is estimated that Lorna can eat it. Go. Think about it. Fang Bing suddenly remembered. The little waiter has not been called to work today. Although her father Magneto has been drawn by himself. I don't need to find Magneto through her anymore. But when Nyen was a waiter before her, are relatively competent. Let Fang Bing be able to relax leisurely, he still decides. The little waiter will not be fired for the time being. Subsequently, Fang Bing picked up the phone. Called Lorna. Hey, little waiter, start working. Finish calling the waiter Lorna. Notify her to come to work. Fang Bing did not start selling directly. Now that I have spent money to find employees. Isn't it normal for me to be a boss and be lazy? Then, Fang Bing began to study. Another super ability onomatopoeia that I obtained in mutant school. Onomatopoeia LV7. You can imitate the voices of other creatures to achieve the effect of being indistinguishable from real to fake. Simply put, just learn how to speak from others. But this is a super ability after all. Fang Bing wants to try. See what it can do. Then, Fang Bing directly opened this super ability. Then I thought about it for a while. In my mind, I choose the target I want to imitate. Take out your phone. Recording is turned on. Captain Timo is here to report. Death is like the wind, always with me. I have been imprisoned for 10,000 years, and I was expelled from my hometown. Now you dare to break into my territory, you are looking for your own death. Awesome. I am Iron Man. After a few minutes. Fang Bing, according to the voice in memory, different accents were imitated. Dozens of different words were spoken, it was all recorded. Although, He just opened his mouth. He heard someone else's voice coming out of his own mouth. But it feels a little strange, but Fang Bing knew it a long time ago. Listen to yourself. Listen to your own voice with others. It's a completely different matter. That's why Fang Bing thought of recording it and listening to it again. Judge with precision. This onomatopoeic super ability. How hanging is it? Then, Fang Bing clicked on the replay. Start listening to what you just said. After a while, Fang Bing only had one sentence left in his heart. Because it's exactly the same, with those original owners in his memory. The voices are the same, if not remember. This is what I just recorded. Fang Bing almost thought so. I traveled back again. And onomatopoeia is a super ability. Not only can imitate a man talking, even the speech of the opposite sex can be simulated exactly the same. Because Fang Bing tried it just now, this makes Fang Bing feel. This stuff. It should not only be able to imitate human speech. Should any sound. Can imitate. So, Fang Bing opened the recording software again. Go straight from memory, with a thought. Ability is activated. Then he heard it, in his own throat. Made a suona sound. Exciting. It s still? Just one word. Hanging. This ability. Although the combat effectiveness may not be enough. But practicality. Absolutely broke through the sky. A man is a band. Whoever wants to learn to sing can learn to sing. Same as the original song, Fang Bing thinks. I have this ability. Don't go out and become a big star. What a pity. Soon, Fang Bing thought of another usage of this super ability. It can satisfy his long-standing wish, because since I came into this world, Fang Bing never heard those popular songs from his previous life. What Chi Li Xiong and what Jay Cho. No search can be found. This Fang Bing can also understand. Because this is the Marvel Universe after all. It does not communicate with the world of the previous life. It's amazing to be able to find it online. But Fang Bing still wants to hear it. After all, it was a fond memory of his previous life. But he had no other way before. If you can't find it, you can't hear it. Those songs don't exist in this world. In his previous life, he also knew the 6 senses of music. Insufficient tone. Not to mention memorizing sheet music and writing it down silently. Find someone to record a song again. Can't do it at all. But now Fang Bing doesn't need to do that. He just needs the music I heard in the previous life. Use onomatopoeia. Simulate the original recording again. It's exactly the same. He can even imitate the soundtrack. It just needs to be recorded separately. After recording separately, then find any software. Splice synthesis. It will become a piece of music that is exactly the same as in the previous life. Bullbash. Fang Bing couldn't help but clenched his fist. Decided to wait until free. Just get this thing done first. So, when he goes to practice super speed running at night, you can run on the side, while listening to most dazzling ethnic style. Exciting to think about. Just when Fang Bing was hilarious, the arrival of the little waiter Lorna interrupted him. Boss. Here I come. Fang Bing heard her voice. Subconsciously glanced at her. Then, Fang Bing immediately turned off a certain super ability. Unconsciously picked up a bumblebee biscuit. Take a bite. This cookie. Really good stuff. This bumblebee. Ba ba ba. Fang Bing, who reacted, quickly spit out the biscuits and bumblebee in his mouth. But still feels sick, he quickly rinsed his mouth again. Subsequently, Fang Bing returned to his calm expression. Say to the little waiter, since you are here, go to work quickly. Although the little waiter feels a bit strange. But here there is work to be done, immediately agreed happily. Pick up the tray table and the huge pile of bumblebee cookies on the floor. Trot all the way. Went to the school gate. Entered the working state, and Fang Bing. He glanced at the bumblebee biscuit he had just bitten into. Feel. Today's performance should not be too good. Because he just took a bite by mistake. Found this bumblebee cookie though. It looks disgusting. But eat up. The taste are really good. Mainly. No smell. Not as smelly as canned herring or something. And not as disgusting as kasumasu cheese, so. Fang Bing only deduced. People who have eaten once. Most will repurchase again. Really. Fang Bing was right. 2 hours later. When the little waiter sold out all the bumblebee cookies. Call it a day and come back. While waiting for Fang Bing to pay his wages. Fang Bing counted the system records. Only got the ability list of more than 500 people. Somewhat disappointed, Fang Bing thinks. Must make persistent efforts next time. Change to a more efficient dark cooking. Disgusting, these people. Let them finish the first serving. I will never dare to eat a second serving of that. Subsequently, seeing the little waiter still standing there waiting, Fang Bing has not started drawing abilities yet. Instead, reach under the diner counter. Take out the salary prepared for Lorna in advance. 10 cans of baked eggs and 10 cans of herring. Then I added a few of today's bumblebee cookies to her. He waved his hand, then let her go home. But the little waiter Lorna did not leave immediately with the cans this time. Instead, they approached mysteriously, said to Fang Bing, "Boss, I tell you something, you must not tell others." Fang Bing regained his spirits when he heard it. Got gossip? He likes to listen to it the most. Hastily nodded, signaled Lorna to continue. Then he heard Lorna say excitedly, "I met an alien yesterday." Fang Bing immediately lost his energy, waved. "Tell Lorna to hurry home. Don't get in your way here." "Hey, don't you believe it? I was really captured by aliens yesterday, and they took me to an alien planet." Lorna looked impatiently at Fang Bing. Thought Fang Bing didn't believe her. He also took out his cell phone, photo album opened. Put it in front of Fang Bing. "Look, this is the photo I took on an alien planet, I didn't lie to you." Fang Bing took a look. Hey, it really is the starry sky of Beehive Star. He didn't expect Lorna to be there, not only digging holes randomly. I even thought about taking pictures. There is no one in this brain circuit. But although I know what Lorna said is true, Fang Bing is also not interested in listening to her talk about her legendary appearance. Pictures are good, and if you practice more, you can take orders online and earn extra money. In a word, Lorna was stunned by the shock, holding the can in dejection, while talking. HMPH, you don't even believe me, I must catch an alien and show you guys in the future. One side left the dining car, walked home. As for why you didn't ride a bike, Fang Bing thinks. Maybe it's the bike I lost last time, haven't found it yet. After the little waiter Lorna left, only then did Fang Bing push the dining car to a place where no one was around. Take the dining car back to the portable space. Portal opened. Walked in. When he appears again. I have returned to the living room of the villa. At the moment, Wanda is also upstairs practicing origin magic power. Put the Ulu metal target in the exercise room. It was crackling. Fang Bing didn't bother her. Instead, he sat alone on the sofa. Start batch extraction of the newly obtained ability list. Definitely. In order to extract super ability. As usual, we still have to pray to the gods and Buddhas all over the sky. But this time because of the wind through a small drill. I learned that there is indeed a journey to the West Plain outside. Fang Bing is on the prayer list again. Take gods like the Jade Emperor, Tathagata, and Buddha. All added. Never mind if it works or not. Say hello first. Draw. Congratulations on obtaining Geochemical Engineering Knowledge 7. Congratulations, you have obtained the Earth Partial Differential Equations Knowledge V5. Congratulations on obtaining Earth Probability Theory Knowledge IV6. Congratulations, you have obtained the Earth Ethnobiology Knowledge LV8. Congratulations on obtaining the knowledge of Earth Greening Economics V4. Congratulations, you have obtained Ion Bomb LV8. Ion Bomb? Fang Bing sat on the sofa in the living room. Suddenly see the ability list. Jump out of a different ability. A little confused. The name sounds familiar. It also feels very sci-fi. Just don't know. What the hell is this thing? Fang Bing flipped through the system records. Discovery is an ability contributed by someone you don't know. The name is Tabby Smith. Fang Bing was very curious. This kind of super ability has powerful destructive power at first sight. Why the ones who have it? Yet so unknown. But Fang Bing thought about it casually. I don't even bother to think about it. It is not convenient to test the power of this thing at home now. Fang Bing chose to put it aside first. Start to continue drawing the remaining abilities. After a few minutes, Fang Bing has extracted all abilities. No other super abilities were drawn, but he's gotten used to it. No regrets at all. He looked again at his earth science knowledge. Although the number of abilities drawn this time is small, but luck is not bad, basically on the basis of the 8th grade. Another 6th improvement, probably 4 more times. You can go up to level 9. Then, Fang Bing has nothing to do. At the moment just arrived in the afternoon. It is a good time to sleep. Ion Bomb. He didn't even bother to test it. Simply lie on the sofa to catch up on sleep, but when he just lay down for 2 minutes, I heard Wanda's footsteps coming down the stairs. I had an idea. I remembered the feigning death I got from Xiao Juafeng before. Just wanted to tease Wanda. Then, Fang Bing was lying on the sofa. Initiated a material conversion. Put the clothes on your body. Turned into a blood-stained gown. Even the kind of bloody clothes that kept dripping blood. Then he immediately assumed a crooked posture. Activated the Feign Death super ability. Soon, Wanda went downstairs, as Fang Bing expected. She saw it right away. Slumped over on the sofa. Fang Bing, covered in blood, hastily ran over. Came to Fang Bing. Just started. She thought Fang Bing might be teasing him. I also went to check Fang Bing's breath, but soon she found out. Fang Bing lying on the sofa. Not only did he not breathe, even the body is stiff. Her face became very urgent. He stretched out his hand again to feel Fang Bing's heartbeat. No heartbeat. Even the body is gone. Cold. Wanda was in tears, but she still didn't give up. Go opened Fang Bing's eyelids. As a result, I saw a pair of Deadman's white eyes. Fang Bing. Wanda yelled. She is very sad. She is angry. The body began to surge with crimson fury. What? A burst of crimson energy, sweeping out from her body. Engulfed the whole living room. The wall of ulu metal was directly smashed. Fang Bing at this time finally realized something was wrong. He just wanted to tease Wanda. How could there be such a big commotion? So he hastily released the super ability of playing dead. Open your eyes. I saw that the entire living room at home was gone. Half of the villa has been turned into powder. Disappeared. Within a radius of 10 meters. All that's left is the sofa that I lay on. Hastily shouted, Wanda, I'm not dead. Wanda heard Fang Bing's voice. Looking down, Fang Bing came back to life. I was stunned for a moment, but the next moment, she threw herself into Fang Bing's arms, burst into tears. Crying and shouting, you bastard, you are a big liar. I thought you were really dead. That little fist. Banging Fang Bing's chest. Fang Bing didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I also have lingering fears. The situation just now. Obviously, it was Wanda who broke out the potential of origin magic power under the grief and anger. The power of this energy is too powerful. Own Villa. But all the 8 scriptures are made of ulu metal. The hardest metal in the universe. However, the chaos energy overflowed by Wanda's anger. Directly annihilated. Fortunately, even when she loses control of her emotions. He also wanted to protect his own body. Otherwise just now. He may not even have a dead body. And Fang Bing guessed. Wanda's origin magic power should have upgraded again. Because, according to Fang Bing's memory, Wanda's origin magic power, originally it was not enhanced through active practice. But through life setbacks again and again. Keep breaking through in times of extreme grief. Arrived later, when it really became Scarlet Witch. It can even rely on ideas. Create an enchantment that covers hundreds of miles. The kind that even Big Ivan can't shake. It also directly controlled the thoughts of countless residents in the entire town. Imbue them with memories that don't belong to them. Force them to role play with them. It can also be in the enchantment. Create buildings and life out of thin air. It can be said that it is. One thought is born. One thought of death. Unrivaled. And Fang Bing has been letting Wanda practice meditation. Practice origin magic power. Originally also for. Let her not go through that extreme method. Improve your strength. After all, it hurt her too much psychologically. Fang Bing holds Wanda. Thinking about playing dead to tease her just now. I also feel that I am a little too much, so. Just let her beat as she pleases. Just toss about it. After half a sound, Fang Bing finally coaxed Wanda well. She also finally calmed down. The price is. Fang Bing will never be allowed to pretend to be dead to lie to her again. His fault. There is no room for rejection. He could only nod his head in agreement. Finally, to make Wanda happy. Fang Bing also taught Wanda a spell on the spot. It is also what she has been talking about and wanting to learn. Portal. Before, Fang Bing only taught Wanda icons form and meditation. No other spells were taught to her. It was because she was afraid that she would be distracted. After all her origin magic power, if you have cultivated well, no other spells will work against her. But now, Fang Bing feels that Wanda already has fighting power. Maybe I can help myself in the future, so I simply taught her the portal. Wanda really deserves to be the Scarlet Witch of the future. Learn a portal. Easily. Like drinking water. It didn't take long. You can barely open a portal leading to Fang Bing. After. Fang Bing looked at the crumbling villa. Sighed. Pressed his hand to the ground. Initiated a material conversion. It was restored back to its original state. Then. He opened the portal with Wanda walked in. When it reappears, the two have arrived on the Hive planet. It's just not in front of Apocalypse. Instead, it appeared half a planet away from Apocalypse. The purpose of bringing Wanda here. One is to cash out before a promise to take her to an alien planet, the other is for testing. Has her origin magic power really become stronger now? At last. After testing. Similar to what Fang Bing speculated. Her origin magic power has really become much stronger. Previously equivalent to Ebony Maw's degree of psychokinesis. But now. Fang Bing watched her throw chaos energy. Melt half of the 1-meter-high Uru metal, just know. Her strength. Already completely crushing Ebony Maw. But. Fang Bing didn't take her to trouble Apocalypse immediately. Because he knows. Even this level of origin magic power. That's about the same as Fang Bing's current attack power. Although the two attacked together. Might make Apocalypse scramble for a while. But not enough to break through the Apocalypse's defenses. And. Fang Bing doesn't want Wanda to fight yet. To be honest, she is not like herself, lived 2 lifetimes. This year there are only 16 and 7, still a little girl. Fighting quality or something? Basically no. That being the case, it is impossible for Fang Bing to take risks with her. After all, she is not like Fang Bing now, has such a strong physique and life-saving means. And origin magic power. Although it will break through under her extreme grief and indignation. But it doesn't necessarily protect her from death. Unless. Die in front of her first, so. Apocalypse thing. Just wait. Anyway, he has become the meat on his chopping board. Wait until your knife is sharp enough. It's not about cutting it however you want. After testing her ability, Fang Bing did not take her away for the time being. Just let her stay aside for now. Admire the alien starry sky. And Fang Bing himself. Then the super ability that was just obtained is opened. Ion Bomb. Anyway, the Hive Star has come. Fang Bing is going to try it too, this thing. Just how powerful it is, if powerful enough. Then I will definitely give a few pills directly to Apocalypse. After turning on ability, Fang Bing thought. I found a blue sphere appeared in my hand, shining crystal light. Look. Very beautiful, also very delicate. But. Fang Bing, who just used super ability, knows. This thing is the so-called Ion Bomb, and. The moment the Ion Bomb appeared in his hand. He can feel it. Inside this Ion Bomb. A timer exists. You can rely on your thoughts. Feel free to time the bomb. And this super ability called Ion Bomb. There are only these 2 functions. First, recruit an Ion Bomb. Second, the timing of the mind. Fang Bing thought for a while. A 10-second countdown was set for the bomb. Then came the bomb. At speed of more than 2,000 meters per second. It took 5 seconds, he flew 10,000 meters away. Drop. It took another 5 seconds, flew back. Just when he flew back to the original place. Time up. Ion Bomb. Exploded. Fang Bing narrowed his eyes. Look in the direction of the Ion Bomb, but the next moment. He regretted it, because, it's so dazzling. A group of blue rays of light erupted, like a blue sun. Appeared 10,000 meters away, rumble. Even if Fang Bing is 10,000 meters away, I also felt the earth shaking violently. In an instant. The explosion is over. Fang Bing is now with Wanda. Flew over. Did not wait for them to fly close. Just fly into the sky. See it soon. A huge amounts of pits appear there. A circular pit with a diameter of 100 meters. Fang Bing moved closer. Looked at the depth. The depth is also nearly 50 meters. This power is very good. The range is also pretty strong. Only. All that exploded were ordinary soil and rocks. This time, although the scope of the explosion was measured. Everything is still unknown, for single-point targets. How powerful it can be. Then. After Fang Bing thought for a while. I chose a place again. Pressed his hand to the ground. Initiated a material conversion. A person-high piece of vibranium and ulu metal was fabricated every 10 meters. So. He can detect it. The approximate power of this Ion Bomb. It is convenient for future use, can do what you know. After. Fang Bing thought again. Activated this super ability. Another Ion Bomb appeared in his hand. Fang Bing placed it in the center of the selected place. Timed 10 seconds, then he pulled Wanda away. Boom. 10 seconds later. Ion Bomb exploded on time again. Fang Bing and Wanda have already put on sunglasses this time. Not flashed at all. Wait for the explosion to end. He stepped forward to have a look. Discover all vibranium and uru metals within 100 meters. Injured. Totally agree. Vibranium is slightly melted. Ulu metal. Unscathed. Fang Bing was a little disappointed. Because, although the power of this explosion, much stronger than ordinary missiles, after all, no matter how strong the missile is, basically cannot hurt vibranium, but if it's just this power. This ion bomb. For Fang Bing, it's a bit tasteless. Maybe only used in some special occasions, but just as Fang Bing observed the explosion. Next to Wanda. A word said, reminds Fang Bing. This bomb looks so good when it explodes, can you put a few more? Fang Bing heard this, suddenly thought of. How many more? Then why don't you try it yourself? How powerful is it to have several bombs explode at the same time? Then, Fang Bing's super ability to launch ion bombs. Start making bombs non-stop, but he soon found out. This super ability. The creation of ion bombs is not without limitations. Only one can be made at a time, and it takes 10 minutes to make the next one. Fang Bing was a little numb, but it still took him an hour. 6 bombs were made. Put together. Put it back where it was just now. Time to set an explosion together. Then, Fang Bing pulled Wanda away again. This time, they flew high in the sky. Handy for Wanda to enjoy the view of the explosion. Boom. There were more violent explosions than the previous 2. This time the burst of blue light was bigger. Also more dazzling. After the explosion, Fang Bing flew down. Observed for a while. Turn out. The power of 6 ion bombs exploding together this time. Sure enough, it has improved. Although it is impossible to accurately calculate how much it has been enhanced. But the big hole in the ground is even bigger. Blown up vibranium. Apparently more has been melted. And Ulu metal on. There have also been scratches. This means, this plasma bomb, just accumulate enough quantities. It is true that Uru metal can be hurt. Then Fang Bing knew it in his heart. Since 6 can only leave scratches on it, what about the 600? What about 60,000? As long as the power can be superimposed. Fang Bing thinks, I can rely on this super ability. Blow up the earth. Think here. Fang Bing immediately arranged an extra task for himself. That is, make some plasma bombs when you have nothing to do. Then store it in your portable space. Wait for the quantity to save more. Use it morning and night, and this ability can indeed be used against Apocalypse. As long as there are enough bombs. 1. Blow up Apocalypse's shield all at once. It could really hurt him originally, and this stuff. It can even be used against civil and military forces. Only, Fang Bing thinks that the 10th ring defense of Wenwu is higher than that of Apocalypse. Might need more bombs, but really want to save enough bombs to blow them up. Also have to be careful, because Fang Bing's goal is to live. Just in case it was blown to ashes, wouldn't Fang Bing feel so distressed to death? Ion bombs are tested. Ice 7 also has vibranium and Ulu metal scattered across the face. He hadn't forgotten that Apocalypse was still on this planet. He didn't want to leave these materials to Apocalypse. Say Cao Cao, and Cao Cao will arrive. Fang Bing just finished packing. Apocalypse appeared in the sky. It seems that there is too much movement here. Made him aware. But Fang Bing ignored him. Pull Wanda. He opened the portal and left in an instant. Leave Apocalypse alone. A look of anger and remorse. Looking at the big pit on the ground in a daze. Asgard. Odin rose from the crystal coffin. I feel like I can't stand it any longer. Normal Asgardian lifespan. Only about 5,000 years, and he has lived for more than 10,000 years. The reason Odin lived so long is, he inherited the supernatural powers of his father Pole. Then count the original long lifespan of the royal body of Asgard. Only live until now. Lifespan of more than 10,000 years. Although it made him stronger and stronger, but after all, his body has a lifespan limit, and now the upper limit is almost reached. But nor is he immune to the situation. These thousands of years, he had already found the same artifact. That was the crystal coffin he had been lying in before. This crystal coffin has magical power, can prolong the lifespan of organisms. But such a powerful artifact, use it. Nature is also limited. He used to, although every once in a while, just lie there and recuperate, anti-aging. But then he is awake, everything outside. He can feel it, and can wake up immediately. And now, his body, he will not be allowed to continue like this. If you still want to use the crystal coffin to prolong life, then he knows, I need to lie in it and recuperate for at least 100 years. In order to restore 10 years of life, and in these 100 years, he will fall into a deep sleep, so him now. Facing a serious problem. That is, during the 100 years of his sleep. What about Asgard? What about his own son, Thor? So, the father of god Odin. Everything was planned long ago. He startled the scepter, instantly vanished from Asgard. When it reappears, already standing in an unknown area of the universe. Here is where he sealed the TIE particles, the so-called TIE particles. It also has another big name, one of the 6 great gems of the universe. Reality gem. After Odin arrives, he took a deep look at the TIE particles in the seal. The scepter waved, seal of TIE particles. There was a crack. The other side, Earth London. Jane Foster as Thor's ex-girlfriend, since parting with Thor in New Mexico last time. For so long, she never saw her boyfriend again. Then, she decides to give up waiting for Thor. Back to the University of London to continue astronomical research. These 2 days, Daisy, the intern of Thor's girlfriend, found a strange place in London, in an abandoned building. An invisible portal unexpectedly appeared, so he called Thor's girlfriend to explore together. Then, Thor's girlfriend is tracking the source of the signal. Suddenly, it was forcibly teleported by a force. Entered a mysterious area painted with seal symbols. That's right. The place she entered. It happens to be the place where Odin seals TIE particles. And when she was close to the stone pillar that sealed the TIE particles, it was regarded as a host and was forcibly possessed. In the barren land deep in the universe, sleeping dark elf mothership. With TIE particles into Thor's girlfriend, there was also a guest. This person is none other than Odin, 5,000 years ago. It was Odin who defeated the dark elves, only kill it. This little bit of residual power in front of him. And the rest of the dark elves can get away with it. Not because they are powerful, escaped from Odin's pursuit. Instead they face the mighty Odin, no chance. Chose to surrender, so, Odin didn't kill them. Just put them into a deep sleep, imprisoned in this barren starry sky. For future waste utilization. And now, it's time to recycle waste. Odin flicked the scepter lightly. The dark elves on the entire mothership woke up. They wake up. The first thing. That is, Chi-Chi knelt down. Respectfully surrender to Odin, and Odin. After ordering something to them, it disappeared instantly again. As if it had never been here before. After Thor's girlfriend fuses with TIE particles. Just passed out. When she wakes up, find yourself back on Earth again. Back to the abandoned building just now, and her intern Daisy. Her disappearance had already been discovered. He also called the police out of concern, the other side. Thor from Heimdall, who is always watching the 9 realms. I learned about my girlfriend's disappearance. Then just go through the Bifrost that was just fixed. Sent to Earth. Came to the girlfriend, but his girlfriend obviously couldn't accept it. He didn't come back as promised. I don't want to rebuild the old relationship with him. And when the London police plan to take Thor's girlfriend, take it back for interrogation, TIE particles in her girlfriend's body. Start releasing energy for self-defense. Nearly killed someone. This leaves Thor with no choice, only girlfriends. Oh, wrong. It's an ex-girlfriend now. Bring the ex-girlfriend back to Asgard for healing. Not long after they return to Asgard, accidents happen. Mileski, the leader of the Dark Elves, drive a spaceship. Cursed warriors with Dark Elves. Asgard has suddenly been invaded. Damned warriors were also sent to pose as captives. Enter Asgard dungeon in advance to do internal response. When the Dark Elf mothership enters Asgard, the cursed fighters in the dungeon also acted. He uses tools buried in his body in advance. Opened the Asgard cell. Also released all the criminals causing panic. But only he was not released, because of doing things on the earth. And Loki, the god of trickery, became a prisoner. At the same time, Mileski, the leader of the Dark Elves. Also with a small fighter. Straight to the palace of Asgard. Not only blew up Odin's throne, also came to the queen's bedroom. Killed Frigg, who was guarding Thor's ex-girlfriend. Yes. Frigga is Thor's own mother, Odin's current queen. After my mother died, Thor arrives a step late. I couldn't save my mother, but under anger. Big outbreak. A hammer electrocuted half of Mileski's face. Then, the Dark Elves retreated collectively. That night, Asgard is Queen Frigg, and other victims. A funeral was held. Everyone is sad, watching the cremation of many corpses. After Loki in dungeon learned of Frigga's death. Also very sad. And in this process, the father of god Odin. Although also in Asgard, but always late. And always with a pair. I'm old. I cannot make it. I can't move anymore. The state that I don't know anything appears. More critically, when Queen Frigg was killed by the Dark Elves, Odin even showed a look of extreme sadness, for the Dark Elves to avenge the murder of his wife. Not interested at all, it seems that all ambition has been lost. Not only does he not take revenge, also blocked Asgard. Don't let anyone out. And himself. Also the reason for the sadness. Since then, I have been out of sight, deep in the palace. Is it really okay to do this? A living Queen Frigg appeared beside Odin and asked, although she knows. Odin faked her death. It is to motivate his son to grow faster and become the king of Asgard. But still can't bear it. Feel so, for the son. Too cruel. But Odin didn't answer her, just deadpan. Glanced at her. Queen Frigg closed her mouth consciously. Because she knows, himself in Odin's mind. Not too high status, she just took the woman's place. Picked up a bargain. To be the queen of Asgard. Fortunately, Odin gave birth to Thor, in order not to really die in the scene just now. But just suspended animation. Her way of feigning death is also very simple. As a big magician with high mana. As the queen of Asgard who taught Loki to be the #1 magician in the 9 realms. Cast a duplication technique that is indistinguishable between true and false. Nothing difficult at all, she knows. Odin didn't let her actually die. Not because of how much affection he has for himself. And just because. She is the mother of the future king of Asgard. Think here. Frigga sighed secretly. Maybe. Wait until Thor actually ascends the throne in the future. I still have a chance. Meet your son again. Everything develops. All are basically in line with Odin's plan. The only thing he didn't expect was his own son Thor. While sneaking away from Asgard to seek revenge from the Dark Elves. Also rescued the younger brother Loki in dungeon by the way. Before Odin. The reason why the Dark Elves didn't release Loki. That's because. This is what he arranged for Thor. A trial unique to Thor. To keep Loki from messing things up. That's why he wasn't released. But, at this point. The plan can only go on like this, after. Thor with Loki and girlfriend, successfully leave Asgard. From the secret passage to the home planet of the Dark Elves. Dark world. Then Thor does something stupid. He doesn't know what TIE particles are. All that is known is that Maleski attacked Asgard. This is what I want. So in order to get rid of Maleski. He used TIE particles in his girlfriend's body as bait. Thinking of myself, the power of Thor is awesome. Even if the Dark Elves get TIE particles, also crush it. Then he was dumbfounded. Ontologies are TIE particles of reality gem. Intact under his Thor power. And let the Dark Elf leader Maleski. Successfully obtained TIE particles, and merge with it. Gained great strength. Leaving the Dark World with a battleship. Went to Earth. Leave Thor and Loki behind. Face off against his cursed warriors in the Dark World. But Thor was defeated. Because of Maleski's cursed warriors. Each has more than twice the power of Thor. It's the Dark Elf race. The last remaining elite force. Loki was also seriously injured trying to save Thor. But Loki also took the opportunity to activate the singularity grenade carried by this cursed warrior. Blow up the cursed warrior. Thor wanted to save Loki. But Loki died in Thor's arms, definitely. Well, Loki. Definitely not dead, he is the god of trickery. Although the strength is average, but since following Thor all the way out of Asgard. This way. Feeling more and more wrong. I have long since doubted the authenticity of all this. So. At this moment, he just feigned death to escape. And after he got away. There is no choice to stay in the Dark World. Instead, use the secret channel you have mastered. Rush back to Asgard. Frigga raised him from an early age. Teach him spells. Treat him like your own son. Loki to her. With real deep feelings, so. Loki now realizes something is wrong. It feels like Queen Frigg may not be dead. Then prepare to go to Asgard. That Thor and his girlfriend are trapped in the Dark World. At a time of despair, his girlfriend's cell phone rang suddenly. Make the two realize it. There is a portal to Earth here. Then. They were lucky enough to find it. The portal to Earth. Successfully returned to the abandoned building in London. And at the moment. Maleski. Already piloted the invisible Dark Elf mothership. Descended to Earth. Came to London. The script Odin arranged for him. I didn't think about it. Thor can defeat them in the dark. Because. The power balance is actually very obvious. Thor even with Loki. It is absolutely impossible to have the strength to fight against the Dark Elves. The scene in the Dark World. Odin is just to give Thor a long memory. Don't be so reckless anymore. And now, script development. Coming to the climax, it is also about to reach the end. Because of what Molesky is going to do next, it is a reality gem that uses from the 9 realms. All become a dark world without sunlight. As for how to do this will be performed by Odin, otherwise by Molesky alone. Even with the reality gem in hand, it will also turn the earth into a dark world at most. It is absolutely impossible to change all the 9 realms into reality, into a dark world, because 9 worlds. In fact, it is Asgard, the planets of life in the 9 galaxies once conquered. Although all are also located in the same universe, but the distance between them, but very far away. So the people of Asgard come to the 9 realms on weekdays. All need to be transmitted through Bifrost and Odin. This time I want to use the safety of Asgard's subordinate territory to stimulate the rapid growth of Thor. Definitely 9 dragged into the water together. Best effect. And want to do it, it's not that hard for Odin. He stood in the palace of Asgard, after seeing the dark elf mothership descend on the earth, Yuan. With a wave of the staff, 9 huge amounts of portals appeared over the 9 realms. Line up in a straight line. The 9 planets are completely connected. That's what it's called. Earth historian. Studied for hundreds of years, but still incomprehensible. The 9 realms gathering that can happen only once in 5,000 years. 9 realms converge. This means, Molesky, the leader of the Dark Elves. Holding the reality gem, you can ignore space and distance. Directly turn all the 9 realms into a dark world. Thor once returned to Earth. I saw this scene of the 9 realms gathering. Also saw arrival in London. Get out of the mothership. Leveraging the reality gem. Prepare to change the 9 realms into reality. All turned into Molesky of the dark world. Old and new grudges welled up in my heart. Without further ado, with a groan, he rushed up. The other side. Fang Bing just came back from Hive with Wanda. Get out of the portal. I found something was wrong. Because those huge amounts of portals above the earth almost blinded his eyes. Fang Bing and Wanda were both stunned. What's going on? Has an army of alien magic invaded Earth? Is it the end of the world? Why don't we go back to the Hive and hide? The Earth is too dangerous. Wanda looked at the portal in the sky, said weakly. Fang Bing touched her head. Let her enter the villa first. Peace of mind to watch TV, and himself, then flew into the air. Fly towards those huge amounts of portals, but that portal. Look close. It wasn't actually over New York at all. Fang Bing judged the next position. A portal was opened directly. Walked in. When he walked out again, has arrived in London. Then, he saw it right away. The huge amounts of alien mothership that is being erected on Greenwich Square. See the unique shape of the mothership. He looked at the huge portals directly above the sky. Fang Bing suddenly came to his senses. This is the invasion of the Dark Elves. That is the portal to the 9 realms in the sky. What is called 9 stars Lianju or 9 realms gathering. Anyway, the Dark Elves are calling Fang Bing for this original plot. That's very familiar. See the formation in front of you. Just know, the plot has come to an end. Molesky wants to use the reality gem to destroy the 9 realms. Turn the 9 realms into a kingdom suitable for the survival of Dark Elves. And Thor, it will be under a dazzled operation. Miraculously killed the Dark Elf leader who had reality gem. But when Fang Bing watched a movie in his previous life, didn't feel anything unusual though. Movies just look cool. But when he traveled to this world, after experiencing so many things personally, he can no longer simply believe it really would be that simple. The reason why Fang Bing had doubts, still because he had really seen some of Odin's strengths, the mountain-like giant tortoise in the sea. That was sealed on the back of the giant turtle. The not-so-ugly goddess of death, Hela. So, Fang Bing didn't believe it. Molesky is the leader of the Dark Elf race. Take the reality gem. Can't even beat Thor, the hammer god. He didn't believe it even more. Queen Frigg of Asgard will literally die under Odin's nose, so he who has Conan's reasoning ability felt it. The vortex and conspiracy hidden in it. Only too little information. He couldn't figure out the truth of the whole thing. But according to Odin previously exploited Loki. Let the destroyer descend. Grind Thor. The thing that made him awakening Thor's powers. Fang Bing thinks. Now for this thing, it's probably Odin's own making. Possible. Or to temper Thor. As for Molesky, the Dark Elf. Can the reality gem really turn the 9 realms into a dark world? Fang Bing thinks. That's impossible, otherwise. Is Earth Sorcerer Supreme Ancient One just a display? Odin just sent a destroyer nether, nothing. Ancient One didn't even bat an eye, but if Mileski is really going to destroy the world, that Ancient One definitely gave him a full bag. So, Fang Bing is not worried about the safety of the Earth at the moment. Don't worry about the safety of family and friends. He was just thinking, how to get chestnuts out of the fire. From this matter, what else can I get? Or, what can I get, without suffering the wrath of Odin? Then, Fang Bing began to recall, what a good thing dark elves have. First, definitely Mileski himself. According to Fang Bing, Mileski is a once-in-a-lifetime genius of the dark elves. He grew up in the dark world during the time of war. 12 of his big brothers died in battle with the troll. Mileski was later imprisoned by trolls. Met a necromancer in prison. The necromancer helps him escape from prison and take him as a disciple, taught him dark magic. So, Mileski is not only a powerful warrior among the dark elves. He is also a master of dark magic who cultivates both magic and martial arts. Fang Bing for this kind of character, just one thought. Smoke. Then, Fang Bing still remembers. With the appearance of Mileski, there are also some cursed warriors. The so-called cursed warrior, he is the strongest warrior among the dark elves. Each can rely on strength alone, throw Thor. Also drawable, it's just that Fang Bing doesn't know. Up to now, cursed fighters have no death light. Then, the technology of the dark elves is very advanced. Not only a space mothership with top technology. There are also bug-like weapons like singularity grenades. If available, for Fang Bing, also very useful. Definitely. And one of the most awesome things. Naturally, it must be the reality gem in Mileski's body. But this stuff, Fang Bing didn't think he could get it. Because this thing originally belonged to Odin's collection. Although it has entered Mileski's body now, but according to the original plot, this thing was eventually recovered by Asgard. Snatch Odin right under his nose. Do this kind of thing. Fang Bing felt that his mind was not broken yet. As for the portals that passed through the other 9 worlds that day, Fang Bing is also not allowed to enter, although he can fly in directly. But there it is. Away from the Earth. Enter alone into the territory that Odin absolutely controls. Fang Bing is not sure, will Odin secretly beat himself up? So, his goal was to feed Mileski and curse the warrior. If you get their mothership and singularity grenade, that's even better. So, after Fang Bing thought it over, it flew directly towards the place where the space mothership descended. Soon, he came to the scene. I saw Mileski who was talking harshly with Thor. Fang Bing didn't care about them. Instead, invisibility is turned on. Sneakily flew towards the space mothership standing next to it. Soon, he was standing just below the space mothership. He looked up at this T-shaped pure black space carrier. Fang Bing feeling. Although dark elves are ugly. But the aesthetic level, not bad. Do not know why. The shield of the space carrier at the moment has been closed. So, Fang Bing didn't make much effort either. Just through the super ability of material travel. Directly entered the interior of the mothership. Look at the metallic sheen everywhere. The internal facilities of the mothership full of technology. Fang Bing felt like he was going to post, but he looked around. I didn't find where the cursed warriors were either. Good guy. Inside the entire space mothership. Not a single dark elf. Fang Bing did not give up. Next moment, he turned on perspective and supervision at the same time. Sweep around. Soon, he discovered something was wrong. A place at the top of the mothership. There is even a freezer. There are several freezers in it. Lying in the freezer. It was the dark elf that Fang Bing had been looking for a long time. Fang Bing hurriedly started the time travel, flew in directly. But standing in front of the freezer, Fang Bing only found out. It turns out that these freezers are inside. The frozen ones were all just young dark elves. Fang Bing understood. This is the kindling of the dark elves. The last hope for the continuation of their race. And after seeing this, Fang Bing felt even more. This thing happened today. There must be something wrong. Fang Bing followed. Didn't open the freezer to feed them either. Because these dark elves are not only cursed warriors. And still underage. Feeding can't get any powerful power. No need. Then, after a little thought, Fang Bing walked directly to the cockpit of the space battleship. He has thought it through. Even if Odin is behind all this. But as long as he doesn't sabotage his plan. Pretending not to know anything. Then you should be fine. So, become yourself as one of the Earth's superheroes. When aliens invade, drive away the alien mothership. Is there a problem? Definitely no problem. And this move will not affect the duel between Thor and Molesky. Because of this mothership, it's just a decoration now. The most important and crucial thing, it's the infinite gems inside Molesky. So, Fang Bing sat in the driver's seat without any hesitation. According to the 8-level cosmic flight vehicle piloting skill obtained before. After a little groping, the space mothership of the Dark Elves was successfully activated. Next, turn on invisibility, lift off. On the square, Molesky, the leader of the Dark Elves, just finished his lines with Thor, ready to get started. He knows, now a warrior of the Dark Elves. He was alone, the rest curse the fighters. Not killed by Thor in the Dark World. It was just after a group of weak chickens on the Earth, ordinary people. Killed in various accident ways, and himself will die later. But, although he is reluctant to give up his life, but not depressed, because Odin has committed him. Wait for him to finish the play seriously, just for the Dark Elves. Leave a trace of tinder. Allow frozen underage Dark Elves inside the space carrier. Return to the Dark World to continue to thrive. Let the Dark Elves know genocide. Then, he heard a rumbling sound coming from beside him. See your own space mothership. Stealth is turned on. Stand up. Moments later, disappeared. Just started. Molesky was still panicked. But soon, he just thought of it. This is certainly what Odin promised. In order not to let the mothership and so on be destroyed. That's why the mothership was taken away in advance. Take it to a safe place. Think about it this way. Molesky couldn't help but feel sorry for Odin, a powerful enemy. Full of respect. Worthy of being the father of God. And within Asgard, originally Odin was just watching silently. But seeing the space battleship of the Dark Elves leave suddenly, Odin was also dumbfounded, because he didn't know what happened. Until he uses divine power, he looked inside the space battleship. Just found out, is in a state of invisibility. Fang Bing is driving a battleship and preparing to run. Odin. Why is this guy everywhere? Are the disciples of Ancient One so nosy? But Odin wasn't going to let it go, because, although he promised Molesky, leave a seed for the Dark Elves. But as the vertical and horizontal universe for thousands of years, killed the Lord of the Gods whose blood flowed into rivers. How could Odin really keep his promise? To do this kind of thing that may leave future troubles for your son. So, Odin had no intention of keeping the Dark Elves alive. Originally waiting for Molesky, completed his mission. Dark Elf spaceship. It will also be destroyed along with it. And now, since Ancient One people have a finger in the pie, the space battleship was driven away, then let him go. Anyway, Molesky has come this far, even if he realized it was wrong. There is no turning back either, only under Odin's watchful eye. Go on honestly. Then, Fang Bing is in front of everyone. The space mothership of the Dark Elves was successfully driven away. There was no obstacle at all, that's it. Fang Bing hummed and sang a ditty. After a while, the invisible space target ship left the battlefield. Then, Fang Bing randomly found a place above the sea. Stop the mothership. Remain invisible. The automatic defense system and energy shield are activated. Then, I didn't care about the space mothership for the time being. Slashed open the portal and left, on the spaceship. He also watched it just now. It has a huge database. It probably contains all the scientific and technological achievements of the Dark Elves. Maybe even Fang Bing wants to get it. There are manufacturing techniques for the singularity grenade that I haven't found. But the database seems to be encrypted, and in a hurry. Fang Bing didn't have the time to take a closer look. Because he has other things to do, on his list of loot. Although the cursed warrior was not found, but got the space mothership. And through the space carrier, there is a chance to get all the technological achievements of the Dark Elves. That's on Fang Bing's loot list, only the last one remained. Feed Molesky. Extract his special ability. So, Fang Bing left in such a hurry, because he had to go back to London again. See if you can find an opportunity to feed Molesky. Otherwise it's too late. Molesky was killed by Torna Bastard. Your own feeding plan is out of the question. Then, when Fang Bing walked out from the portal, he came to the vicinity of Greenwich Square again. But this time, he appeared above board. There is no invisibility turned on. Because, he knows. Want to extract Molesky's ability. Want to feed him. That must be hidden from people. So, just show your figure, since the purpose of Odin. Possibly for Thor's added training. Then he must not want Thor to know. All this is his fault. So, Fang Bing thinks. I just need to stand in the same camp as Thor. Pretend to be a helpful Earth superhero. Then work without effort. As long as it doesn't interfere with Odin's plans. Then everything should be okay. But, since this is a public appearance, Fang Bing naturally wanted to seize the opportunity. Feel free to reverse your own image in the minds of sand sculpture netizens. Then, the 100,000 sword field appeared above his head. Flying swords all over the sky. Overwhelming. It looks very intimidating. This is Fang Bing. The Thor of the light scene lived. Even Odin of Asgard. I almost couldn't sit still. Especially when he found out. These little flying swords. It turned out that they were all made of ulu metal. Odin is sour. I almost couldn't help swearing. Does it? The people of Kamar Taj, are they all that rich? Is ulu metal all bad? Fine. When he discovered that these flying swords were only made of pure metal. Also calm down. Because. Confront the reality gem with the ability to tamper with all matter. Plain ulu metal. Vulnerable. When encountered, it will directly turn into nothingness. And Fang Bing really didn't want to go up and fight Molesky. He just flies in the air. Watch quietly. He didn't pay any attention to Thor's greeting on the ground. And his request to call himself to fight together. Seeing Fang Bing, Thor ignored him. I can only go up by myself. Hold Mjolnir in hand. The fight with Molesky was a wonderful one. Crackling. Bang 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 bang. But the whole process was still crushed and beaten. Then, the bruised and swollen Thor erupted. The power of Thor exploded in anger and upgraded. Molesky's mission, it is to stimulate Thor's potential. As long as his Thor power is upgraded, even if the task is completed. Then, he started acting. Began to be beaten by all kinds of fat. Until then. Only then did Fang Bing move. While Thor was pressing Molesky and beating him wildly. He flew up very fast, with lightning speed. Opened Molesky's mouth. Stuffed in a jelly bean. Turn around and fly away. Molesky subconsciously wanted to vomit. But suddenly, a voice came secretly. If you want the people in the freezer to live, just swallow it. Molesky is not stupid. Hear this sentence. Startled for a moment, it seems to understand something. Silently swallowed the jelly beans in his mouth. And what Fang Bing did, although very strange. Neither Odin nor those present, did not understand. But I only thought that Fang Bing was feeding Molesky. Probably just poison or something. They didn't even care too much. After that, just as Fang Bing remembered. With the earnest efforts of Thor, after he squeezed out his own potential. Although he failed to kill Molesky with a hammer. But in the end it was through a series of coincidences. Get rid of this big villain who tried to destroy the 9 realms. Ushered in the cheers and glory that belonged to him. And Fang Bing. In via Sonic Ultra ability. Audio transmission to Molesky. After successfully getting him to take the initiative to accept feeding. Then open the portal. Directly left. He still has work to do. I don't have time to mess around with this bastard like Thor. Odin of Asgard. See Thor awakening the power of Thor again. And became more mature. Although still very worried about Thor. But he couldn't stand it any longer. Then. He took the crystal coffin with him. Entered a secret place deep in the universe. Fell into a century-long slumber. And Queen Frigg. He was also sent to a distant place in the universe. A Thor and Loki. A place never to be found. Only. Before falling asleep. Odin did one more thing. That is to leave a duplication. Hidden in the earth. This duplication. Divine power is not strong. But it can exist for a long time. Although it is impossible to communicate with the ontology within these 100 years. But it can secretly record everything that happened. The reason why Odin did it. Because of. He has been a king for thousands of years. Very strong desire to control, although he has been within 100 years. Can't do anything, but I still want to wake up in 100 years. No, immediately. When I was asleep, in the end what happened? Just after Odin and Frigga left Asgard. Loki, the god of trickery, is back. Cautiously, he sneaked back into Asgard, secretly looking for Odin's trace. But in the end, he found out. Odin was missing. And his adoptive mother, Frigga. Seems like he's really dead too. Because. He scoured every nook and cranny of Asgard. But no trace of her was found. Loki had a glimmer of hope. Grieving again. But. Loki is the god of trickery after all. After hiding the grief, he saw an opportunity. Because Odin suddenly disappeared, the throne of Asgard is vacant. And the thing about Odin disappearing. For the time being, He is the only one who has discovered it. Then, after Loki smiled lightly, change yourself. Transformed into the form of Odin, holding the staff of Wang Quan. Out of the palace. Definitely. Fang Bing is now concerned about Odin's centuries-old slumber. Still a little ignorant. I don't even know. Wait until Hather returns to Asgard. Meet your fake father. What fun things will happen if Fang Bing knew this. Know that Odin is no longer a threat, then he is 80%. We'll look for that Xandar giant tortoise again. Have a heart-to-heart talk with Miss Gila. By the way, give her some snacks or something. Want to come? She has been sealed away for thousands of years. Must be very hungry after leaving London. Fang Bing returned directly. Stopped on the Dark Elf space mothership above the sea. Sit in the cab. Fang Bing did not research the mothership first. Instead, the system list opens. He did not forget. I have just successfully extracted it. A list of the abilities of Mileski, the leader of the Dark Elves. Mileski, Dark Elven Body. Special. He has the body of a Dark Elf, has a long lifespan, and has a natural affinity for dark magic. Dark Sky LV8. He can summon a layer of poisonous dark sky in a certain range of sky. The outside world cannot spy on it. Dark Touch IV9. He can use the tentacles formed by dark energy to entangle the target, making it impossible to move, or even directly kill the target. Life Extraction IV8. He can use dark magic to absorb the life essence of creatures, heal himself from injuries, and temporarily increase his strength. Dark Demon Dragon LV6. He can use dark energy to summon a dark demon dragon from other dimensions, and temporarily use it for himself to attack the target. Dark Madness LV7. He can cast spells to make the target fall into a state of madness, unable to control himself, and automatically attack the unit closest to it, regardless of enemy or friend. Check out Mileski's list of abilities. Fang Bing was dumbfounded. But also more confirmed. The big battle just happened in London. It's just a game. But Mileski used half of his dark magic. Thor is dead. Really dead, because Mileski's ability, it's actually quite comprehensive. Not only proficient in dark magic, even physique and strength. It has also completely surpassed Thor, but when he was fighting Thor again just now, acted like an idiot. Dark magic only uses the lowest level of magic bullets. Originally's ability has not been brought into play at all. Just messing around with reality gems. Act like a normal person. Fang Bing thinks. Forget about Thor, even if it is yourself. If faced with the reality gem in hand, Mileski, who no longer acts. It is estimated that it is also difficult to get a good deal. Only, he is dead, not even the ashes. Besides, these are useless, so, draw. Congratulations, you have obtained Life Absorption IV8. As Fang Bing expected, he succeeded at Mileski. Among the numerous dark spells, got one. Only. This ability. See System Profile. It's pretty evil. Drain the life of a creature to heal itself. Can you also temporarily burst seeds to increase your strength? This is not in the film and television drama. Is that the trick that the big boss of the villain often uses? Just don't know how well it works, but look at this level. A full 8th level, it should have been quite a powerful spell. So, Fang Bing is next. Directly left the mothership. Into the sea below. Turned on and activated Life Drain. Moment. Within a radius of 3 miles, all sea life. Even plants. What fish, shrimp and seaweed. What sharks and turtles. The body was all shriveled at a speed visible to the naked eye. A streak of blood-red life energy was extracted quickly. Injected into Fang Bing's body. Then, although Fang Bing is not injured now. But I felt the power in my body become surging. Although I don't know how much I have enhanced. But no, he is strong now, standing in the sea. Blast out with a punch. The seawater was blasted out of a vacuum area with a radius of 100 meters. Even. The ocean within a few miles began to turmoil. Fang Bing feels very good about himself. I feel like I'm going crazy right now. There is even. Punch Odin. The illusion that kicking Ancient One is nothing to worry about. But. After a while, precisely, just 10 seconds later. This powerful energy started fading quickly. Fang Bing quickly returned to his original state. Even feel a little tired, he gets it. This stuff. It's like a stimulant, it can only be cool for a while. Not for long. But, the healing ability of this dark spell. Fang Bing doesn't have to try. Also no. Must be very perverted, and, this stuff. If used in group fights, must be invincible. Especially, when there are more than a dozen. Like being in Thanos' army, for example, once turned on. The source of energy constantly heals wounds at an extremely fast speed. Can still gain great strength. So, Fang Bing is now looking forward to Thanos coming to Earth soon. This will allow him test the upper limit of this spell to your heart's content. As for now, Fang Bing has no intention of continuing to toss the creatures in the Earth's oceans. Earth, after all, it is also his base. Protect the natural ecological balance. Everyone is responsible. But, after testing this life absorption, Fang Bing further confirmed that something was wrong with Molesky. Otherwise, Yulin City. How many Earth humans are there within a radius of 3 miles? Put a life drain. It can directly kill all ordinary people within a 3-mile radius. It can also strengthen itself. Just take Thor. Hit the ground and hammer it into meat slag, right? But he just didn't do that. Obviously possessing such a powerful force. But don't use it. Looked at the space battleship. Fang Bing has probably come to terms with it now. Although still unclear, but he already guessed. It's supposed to be Odin who controls Molesky. As for how to control it, except for the threat of force, 80% are still on the space mothership. It's about the dark elves in the freezer. If so, Fang Bing also probably has a certain understanding of Odin's character. Because he secretly drove away the space mothership. Odin didn't come to stop himself. This means he may be a man of bad faith. And now, what to do with these baby dark elves? It also became a problem for Fang Bing. This race has no enmity with itself. Besides, Fang Bing was willing to swallow jelly beans in order to make Molesky. It's basically a promise. Leave these dark elves alive. So, after Fang Bing thought about it, no plan to kill these dark elves. Instead, be prepared to wait to find the right place. Awaken these dark elves again. Let them reproduce on their own. After Fang Bing returned to the space carrier. Begin to visit the facilities inside the space mothership. The reason why the space mothership can be called a mothership. Because it's huge. The space battleship that Fang Bing captured from Ebony Maw and others before. Compare with it. Just a little bit. This thing stands on the sea. Fang Bing probably looked at it. Up to kilometers. It is as high as hundreds of floors. Fang Bing up and down. It took an hour. Just looked at the entire mothership. Such a big space mothership, it can be said. Its function. Most of it isn't about fighting. But it can completely satisfy a race of tens of thousands of people. Live a self-sufficient life in the barren space. What entertainment area, living area, work area, animal and plant breeding area. Air generation system. Gravity simulation system. Water and food manufacturing systems. The entire spaceship can become a completely closed society. A complete internal resource cycle is formed. It can be said to be the best choice for a race escape universe. Only Fang Bing didn't know what happened that year. Lead to this mothership. Only Molesky and the Warrior of the Damned remained. And those young dark elves in the freezer. After Fang Bing also discovered one more thing. Before the space carrier, there should also be a small combat spaceship accompanying the ship. But now it's gone. Fang Bing guessed. It should have been used during the attack on Asgard. In addition, Fang Bing confirmed. This space mothership. It does have a huge database, because he is on the mothership. Find the computer room that specifically stores data. Only, he still can't open this database. Because this system, not only is it encrypted in the language of the Dark Elves, and there are various verification methods, Fang Bing has nothing to do with it now. But, fortunately, the console of the space mothership. At that time, the common standard of the universe will be adopted. Most are mechanically operated. There is no intelligent driving system. Otherwise, Fang Bing wanted to drive it away. Neither is possible. At last, after learning about the space carrier, Fang Bing left it here first. He hasn't figured it out yet. What to do with it? More importantly, he just checked the time. Found it was very late today, and his summoning spell. The cooling has already ended, if you don't use up the number of summons. But it was wasted. So, Fang Bing left the mothership. Flew to the surface of the sea. Get ready to start the summoning ritual again. Because the summoning array has already been made last time. So Fang Bing now saves the step of drawing the summoning circle. Directly from different space. A summoning array made of Uru metal was summoned. Thrown into the sea. Then, he randomly recruited a few cans of roasted eggs. Throw one to the center of the circle. Read the summoning spell. Unfortunately, no planar creatures were summoned this time. Just summoned a small insect, and the next two calls. Also got nothing. This is the first time Fang Bing has encountered such a situation. It made him realize the probability of summoning extra-dimensional creatures. Not as high as he thought. Even if he can summon 3 times a day. It is not necessarily possible to recruit different dimensional creatures every day. But he wasn't discouraged either. There is ample time. Not today. Let's continue tomorrow. The number of summons has run out. Fang Bing didn't come home either. Didn't even go to the spaceship. Instead, he started running directly on the sea. Hard work pays off. He wants to increase his super speed to transcend time. It's impossible to do without some effort. Otherwise, just look at Paolo San Pietro. Although that guy was captured by Hydra last time. He also killed a girlfriend face to face. Excited for a while. But he has 18 girlfriends. How can I stand it? When Fang Bing was at home recently. Keep an eye on him occasionally. Already discovered. Pietro's girlfriend camp. Expanded again. This leads to his super speed super ability. Still remain at the original level. 5 or 6 times out of 10 times I ran into the wall. Fang Bing slightly estimated, it should be at level 1. But Fang Bing also found out. Although Pietro's running speed hasn't changed much. But a certain speed, but it has become very much faster. To this, Fang Bing is ready to see him next time. Suggest that he eat more leeks and okra, so. Now Fang Bing has time. Just run for a few hours. And recently, he feels that his super speed has not yet been upgraded. But his running speed has gradually increased. It could mean, his super speed, there has been progress. Probably will upgrade again soon. 2 hours later. Fang Bing is finished, and it was already midnight. Fang Bing didn't bother to go back. Directly entered the luxurious viewing room on the top floor of the space mothership. Sit on the bed and start meditating. This replaces sleep. Improve strength as soon as possible. Fang Bing became hungry for strength. There is a reason. Not because of external enemies. But now. There are too many things. He needs to have stronger strength to solve it. On the moon. Black Bolt is too powerful. He couldn't bear it, so can't explore Atalan. On the Hive planet. Apocalypse shields are too strong. He couldn't beat it all at once. Unable to feed. Inside 10 rings. Civil and military with 10 rings. Both attack and defense are strong. He can't beat it. So can't feed. Unable to get 10 rings. It is also impossible to get the whereabouts of Shenlong village. There are also celestial cubs inside the earth. Also because he didn't have enough defense. It is impossible to explore deeper into the center of the earth. Progress stuck. And all this conundrum. The root cause lies in his lack of strength. Otherwise, solve these problems one by one. There will be a big leap in strength, and meditate. Then almost all of his super abilities can be improved. Overall increase his strength, although the increase in each meditation is not large. But over the years, it must be able to greatly enhance Fang Bing. The second day. Fang Bing is in the luxurious observation room on the top floor of the space mothership. Stopped meditating. Get up and stand in front of the towering porthole. Looking down at the sea, it feels good, then. Work up an appetite. He made a meal for himself. Hearty breakfast. That's it. Watching the beautiful view and eating breakfast. By the way, start thinking. How to deal with this space carrier. Current. This thing is for Fang Bing. There are many uses. First of all usefulness. It is to use it to carry out the plan of feeding Egg himself. But. I originally planned. A space battleship that executes a plan. It is very likely that it will not be saved, so. If Fang Bing uses the space carrier to carry out that plan. Although it is also possible, but the space mothership. Probably gone. And Fang Bing finally got such a sky-shattering space carrier. How could it be so wasted? So Fang Bing thinks. Or wait a few more days. Wait until Iron Man and Ebony Maw fix the discovery. Then go to the feeding egg project. It's not too late either. So. Now this spaceship, for Fang Bing. There are only 2 uses left. First. Crack the above database. Get Dark Elf Science and Technology. Second. Use it to continue exploring the deep space of the universe. Help yourself find other planets with life. Fang Bing is definitely leaning toward the first use. Because as long as the technology of the Dark Elves is obtained, Fang Bing can rely on his material transformation. Mass manufacture of singularity grenade, and spaceships. Even he didn't know about Dark Elves. What other powerful technologies are there? And wait until the encryption of the database is cracked. Then these will be at your fingertips, but Fang Bing knew it would not be easy. The first point is that no one on Earth understands the language of the Dark Elves. This question is actually not too difficult. As long as Fang Bing awakens the baby dark elves in the freezer, can solve this problem. But the second problem is troublesome. Those encryption means on the database. Fang Bing doesn't think that Iron Man and Ebony Maw can crack it in a short time. Besides, they have enough things now. Discovery needs to be repaired again. Also study the hyperdrive. Even Fang Bing had Iron Man Perfect Extremis before. Are still in progress. At this time, Fang Bing remembered. These young dark elves, will you know how to break it? Otherwise, wait until they are out of danger. And how to get the knowledge of their own race. Think about it. Fang Bing is no longer hesitation. Into the freezer. Checked out one of the freezer compartments. A dark elf in this freezer was awakened. This is a male dark elf. Not very old, but it's the first one in the freezer. That's why Fang Bing chose to thaw him first. Before he woke up, Fang Bing fed him jelly beans directly. Never thought about it. For the first time, he obtained the language ability of the dark elves. That's it. Communication should be fine. Fang Bing directly took out the psychic scepter. When he just woke up, then click on him. Got him under control. Then he asked, the database on the mothership is encrypted, can you unlock it? But the result of the interview disappointed Fang Bing. Because after asking, he found these dark elves. It turned out that they all entered the freezer thousands of years ago. Before they enter the freezer, just remember that there was a war. Very brutal war. And these children, the reason for being frozen, just because of their ability and learning ability, is the strongest among peers, was selected to enter the mothership. After figuring it out, Fang Bing knows. Count on these dark elves to help him unlock the database encryption. It is unlikely. Molesky. Maybe there are others left behind. Let these children wake up. Obtain the lore inheritance of the dark elves. But now he's all dead. Fang Bing couldn't figure it out anymore either. What the hell did Molesky do for them? But Fang Bing still didn't let the dark elf into the freezer again. Anyway, he has been completely controlled by the psychic scepter. Fang Bing allowed him to live on the space carrier. Maybe he will inadvertently. Did you find the key to open the mothership database? After. Since it is temporarily impossible to obtain the knowledge inheritance of the dark elves. Then Fang Bing has only one last way left. Send the mothership to explore deep space again. But before that, Fang Bing still has some preparatory work to do. He came to the cab. Pilot a spaceship. Lift off soon. After a while, he has arrived at Iron Man's aircraft proving grounds. But Fang Bing did not completely land the mothership. But just hovering against the ground, because the mothership is too big and too heavy, if you land at this aircraft testing ground. I am afraid that this place will be destroyed directly. After. Fang Bing called Iron Man and Ebony Maw. Let them into the space carrier. Look at the encrypted database above. Sure enough, Fang Bing did not expect it. Iron Man really said he could crack it. But it takes a lot of time to research. Then he was sent away by Fang Bing. Let him get on with the job at hand, and Fang Bing. Then he pressed his hand on the space mothership. Initiated a material conversion. Mothership structure. Although Fang Bing didn't understand, but he doesn't need to know either. He just wanted to bring the mothership outside. Those giant armor plates, converted to ulu metal only. This thing does not require Fang Bing to know any technology. Can be converted directly. Really, Fang Bing succeeded. After an hour, Fang Bing has been converted. Put the entire mothership outside. The bulkiest armor plates became uru metal. It can also be regarded as improving the defense of the space mothership. Then, he opened a portal leading to the underwater prison. Will be imprisoned here. The elite army warriors who belong to Thanos. Let it out. There are a total of 20 people. Both have been controlled by Fang Bing with Mind Gem. This time, all were dispatched by Fang Bing into the space carrier. Pilot huge amounts of space motherships to explore the deep space of the universe. Definitely. Fang Bing has already given a special account. Be sure to avoid the galaxy where Egg was before. And also, the invisibility and energy shields are on all the time. Don't fight with people. Don't lose your precious space mothership. Jingle bell. It is precisely because Iron Man was not allowed to touch the space carrier a few more times. And Fang Bing, who had been haunted by him for a long time, suddenly received a call. The caller is Wilson Faith. He brought Fang Bing good news. Demolition is complete. After Fang Bing hung up the phone. Don't bother talking to Iron Man anymore. Slashed open the portal and left, because Wilson Faith's message is important. He was under the arrangement of Fang Bing before. Demolition of a neighborhood in Hell's Kitchen. And under that area, it was the Keel burial place that Fang Bing had been eyeing for a long time. Definitely, it can also be called the Keel seal. Because as far as Fang Bing knows, there is also the seal left by the previous generation of Iron Fist. Protect the Keel from being discovered, and the Keel. Exactly what Fang Bing is aiming for. This thing is the main material for making Dragon Bone's secret medicine. It can bring people back from the dead, with the Dragon Bone's secret medicine. Fang Bing is equivalent to adding a super ability that can bring people back from the dead. After walking out of the portal, Fang Bing has arrived at Wilson Faith's side. He had already stayed in the very center of the demolition area waiting for Fang Bing. With him, and everyone in the hand, Mrs. Gao and others were also present. That is, with the assistance of the hand, Wilson Faith can be so fast. Complete the task assigned by Fang Bing. See Fang Bing appear. Several leaders of the hand, and Wilson Faith K quickly stepped forward to question the mark. Respectful. Because except Wilson Faith G, the leaders of the hand, it has long been completely controlled by Fang Bing using a psychic scepter. As for Wilson Faith, when Fang Bing first accepted him as his younger brother, no psychic scepter yet. That's why he didn't use mind control on him. But that's okay too. Now Fang Bing doesn't care about Wilson at all. Faith will have second thoughts about him. Strong power. Enough to scare off any machinations. Fang Bing nodded to everyone. Then, looked at the surrounding environment. Discover the surrounding area. Sure enough, it has been completely demolished. The original apartment building on the ground have been dismantled. Now it's flat, and around this area, they are all surrounded by high walls. The inside cannot be seen from the outside at all. Fang Bing saw this. I think Wilson Faith is indeed a talent. This works. It was just too much for him. It can be said to be watertight, so he nodded to Wilson Faith again. Express appreciation. Then he stands in the center of the area. Pressed his hand to the ground. Initiated a material conversion. Begin to keep moving the land below. Converted to water. Soon, a puddle with a diameter of 5 meters appeared. Fang Bing jumped in. Continue to initiate material conversion downwards. It took an hour. Only finally reached the bottom. Arrived at an underground space. Just use substance transformation. He made 15 meters in diameter. A deep hole thousands of meters deep. Fang Bing knew he had arrived. Now, he is already located 1,000 meters below the ground. The hole is full of water. Ordinary people naturally cannot come down. But Fang Bing also counted on. After that, let the Hand Society send people down to collect the keel. So, he stood in the water at the bottom of the cave. Reach out and swipe. A portal opened, and the other side of the portal opened directly over the sea. Crash, rumble. Water from the hole immediately began to pour into the portal. Into the sea. After a few minutes, the water in the hole is completely drained. The passage from the ground to the underground space is also considered to be completely manufactured. After, Fang Bing didn't go up first to arrange tasks for everyone. Instead, he began to explore this underground space alone. It didn't take long. He's in the corner of the underground space. Found a wall carved with runes. Fang Bing, who watched TV dramas in his previous life, confirmed quickly. Behind this wall, it is the secret place where the dragon bones are buried. Fang Bing didn't touch the wall directly. Instead, the material travel ability was activated. Penetrated into the soil around the rune wall. He wants to see it. Can you get around this wall? Go directly to the Keel burial site, in a minute. Fang Bing returned to the face of the rune wall. The result of the exploration just now made him understand. There are no other shortcuts, because there is more than one side of the wall. Surrounded by rune walls, enclosed an entire area underground. And only this wall, exposed to this underground space. Other rune walls, all buried directly in the ground. So, if Fang Bing wants to get the keel, ultimately, this rune wall has to be dealt with. But as far as Fang Bing knows, there is a seal on this thing. Can only rely on the strength of the Iron Fist. To unlock the seal, break down the wall. Fang Bing now has no idea where the so-called Iron Fist is. So, now he has only one way, that is, hard hammer. He doesn't believe it. The strength of his punch is dozens of tons. Can you hammer the wall? Then, boom, boom, boom. Fang Bing put on the Ulu metal gloves, against the rune wall. He hammered hard with one punch after another. Really. after Fang Bing put on the Uru metal gloves. Power for fist speed increase also added the power of thunder to the gloves. Punch after punch knocks the rune wall. Thousands of punches were hammered out in 1 minute. The hammer's rune wall trembled wildly. The underground space of hammer began to tremble. Even Wilson on the ground. Faith G et al. They all felt the vibration under their feet. It felt like a sudden earthquake. At this moment, Wilson Faith looked at the bottomless hole in front of him. Only then did I understand why Fang Bing asked him to carry out demolition. This movement and influence are too great, but just in Wilson Faith G et al. Silently waiting for Fang Bing to come back. Outside the fence on the ground. But suddenly a young man appeared. He frowned. I listened to the movement inside. Then his face became anxious. Soon, he flipped the fence with ease, broke into this area. Then he saw the regional center, that bottomless hole, and a circle of people around it. After he thought for a while. Just lurk. Bypass the hand people, approaching the big hole. Then run towards the big hole. When Wilson Faith and others discovered him. He was very close. Mrs. Gao waved her hand. A Qigong wave hit him, but he escaped, the next moment. This person did not entangle with Fang Bing's younger brothers. Dash by. Jumped directly into the deep hole. Left on the ground. The anxious and overwhelmed crowd. And the underground space is bombarding Fang Bing of the rune wall. Just when the man suddenly jumped down the hole. The movement has been heard. He looked at the rune wall. Although trembling all the time, but it still hasn't been blasted. Fang Bing estimated that he wanted to blast it. It may take a while, so he stopped. Find out who wants to die. Dare to jump directly. To know, he made this hole. But it's thousands of meters deep. Jump off Lee. That is equivalent to jumping directly from 1,000-meter altitude. But it was beyond Fang Bing's expectation. The person who jumped down did not fall to death when he was almost at the end. He even grabbed the soil on the cave wall with his hands. Slowed down. Successfully entered the underground space. Appeared in front of Fang Bing. And when Fang Bing saw the person in front of him, can't help but be overjoyed, because he recognized it. This person. It was the current Iron Fist that he had never known where. Daniel Rand. How Daniel became Iron Fist. Fang Bing probably still remembers. This person was a child. Travel with your family. Then the plane crashed. Parents are all dead. Only him survived the crash. Landed on a snow mountain. He was rescued by the people of Kunlun. Successfully entered Kunlun. After becoming a Kunlun disciple. Daniel passed the test of old age. Successfully gained the power of Iron Fist. Became the current Iron Fist. The reason why Fang Bing didn't know where he was before. Because of. Fang Bing asked when this guy will come out of Kunlun. When are you coming back to New York? Not sure at all. But now. Seeing Iron Fist appear in front of him. Fang Bing knows it. I don't need to hammer the wall anymore. A person who can lift the seal. Right in front of you. Then. Fang Bing stepped forward to greet him cordially. Hi. But Iron Fist obviously didn't want to be polite to him. Fang Bing's kindness was ignored at all. Charged directly towards Fang Bing. Fang Bing looked at the situation. It feels impossible to solve the problem without a fight. Then. He fought this guy directly, but Fang Bing only used one punch. Just blasted the Iron Fist away. Because he felt it. This so-called Iron Fist strength is a bit low. Regardless of speed or strength. They are all far behind. And Iron Fist fighting skills. With such a large gap. Can't play at all. So. Fang Bing sent him flying with just one punch. Looking at Iron Fist who took a long time to get up. Fang Bing smiled faintly. Daniel Rand. I know you. I have no malicious intentions. I just want to get the keel behind the wall and save a person. I hope you can help me open this seal. Daniel wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. Shocked. He didn't expect that. I just came back from Kunlun. To meet such a powerful person. The key is this person. He even wanted to break the seal of the previous Iron Fist. Steal Shou Lao's remains, and for Fang Bing. Iron Fist was very disdainful in his heart. What do you want to wear? At first glance, this guy is the big villain. Look at the battle outside. It's ninja and gangster again. Now you still say you want to break the seal for him? Dream. Iron Fist is what makes Iron Fist. Not only must have excellent ability, more importantly, and yet another tenacious heart. Then, Iron Fist simply ignored Fang Bing's words. Wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, charged towards Fang Bing again. But This time, he is ready. Swing a fist at Fang Bing for an instant. Iron Fist's fist began to emit a golden light. Fang Bing was taken aback for a while. I don't know if I should pick it up or not. But can't help him choose. Iron Fist had already hit him with a punch. Fang Bing can only fight head to head. Boom. Fang Bing was thrown backwards by this punch. It is directly embedded in the wall of the underground space. Tekken has a bright face. I thought it was done. Since becoming Iron Fist, his punch, no one has ever been able to take it. Then, he was ready to go forward, see if Fang Bing is dead. If not dead, another punch. Subsequently, he suddenly found himself flying. His whole body felt as if he had been hit by a 10,000 Jin hammer. The bones are broken, he was blasted directly into the wall. The wall was smashed into a big hole, just this one. If not after he became Iron Fist, physical fitness greatly increased. Definitely dead. After, before he could catch his breath, he found the big villain who was originally printed on the wall by him appeared in front of him. Dragged him out of the pit, and stuck his neck. Opened his 700 mouth. Feed him an unknown thing. How can this Iron Fist yield? Absolutely do not eat. Although the bones of the whole body are broken. But the tongue isn't broken yet, he's going to spit it out. Then, he found out. Opposite this big villain. From nowhere, I took out a long and thick stick. Stabbed in his mouth. The unknown thing in his mouth that hasn't spit out yet. It was stabbed in his stomach. That scene. To be more perverted is to be more perverted. If there are more 3 vulgarities, there are more 3 vulgarities. How could Iron Fist bear this kind of grievance? If it wasn't for the huge amounts of mission. Maybe at this time, he bit his tongue in humiliation and killed himself. But he didn't. Just looking at this hateful villain with hatred. I still think about it. Absolutely will not help him open the seal on the rune wall. I would rather die than die. Then, his bones were all shattered and he couldn't move. An Iron Fist lying limp on the ground. Just saw a strange thing. The villain. After poking that jelly bean into his stomach. Soon, a strange smile appeared on his face, very penetrating. Then he laughed even more, he even gave himself a thumbs up. This made Iron Fist completely confused. I couldn't help but start thinking wildly. Could it be? What other quirks does this guy have? F*K, he doesn't have any special hobbies. Fang Bing definitely didn't suddenly change XP. It wasn't a sudden mental illness either. He was just after being punched into the wall with an Iron Fist. Angry. I didn't hold back anymore. One punch knocked Iron Fist out of use. Then I remembered again. The trick that Iron Fist just used. Know that ability that makes fists shine. It's Tekken's signature trick. It is also the key to unlocking the seal of the rune wall. So, he just force-fed Iron Fist. Successfully obtained the Iron Fist ability list. And, in the end, he successfully drew the key ability of Iron Fist. Daniel Rand, Strength of Iron Fist IV5. He can pour the power of Iron Fist into his fist, and burst out a step with 5 times the strength. Kunlun Qigong, V5. Through meditation practice, he can increase the qi in the body, and then use the qi to transform it into the power of an Iron Fist. Super Physique IV6. His physical fitness is very high, equivalent to 6 times that of ordinary people. Master Level Fighting LV6. His fighting skills have become very superb after studying in Kunlun. Super Reaction LV8. His instantaneous reaction speed in battle is very fast, equivalent to 8 times that of ordinary people. That's it for Tekken's list of abilities, and Fang Bing. The reason why I was so excited just now, because of. He just directly drew the power of Iron Fist. Subsequently, he was in a daze with Iron Fist. It was as if he had seen a ghost in his eyes. The power of Iron Fist is activated. His right fist began to glow. The same golden light as before Tekken, even brighter than when Iron Fist was cast. This is because, although Fang Bing does not have Kunlun Qigong, but he has the entry-level Qigong he got from Mrs. Gao. And Fang Bing has been practicing meditation for a long time. The cosmic energy obtained through meditation is at a higher level. It also enhances the power of Iron Fist, so the same level of Iron Fist power, only in the hands of Fang Bing. More powerful, definitely. Fang Bing used the power of an Iron Fist at this moment. Not for the purpose of smashing an Iron Fist into foam with one punch. Rather, to break the seal, turn around, punch, boom, Fang Bing glowing fist. Hit the rune wall. The runes on the wall flickered for a moment. Subsequently, the entire wall of runes, up. A large space behind the wall was exposed. the dust cleared. Fang Bing took a closer look. Really? There is a huge keel behind the wall. It's done. Fang Bing walked in. He touched the half-meter thick dragon ribs. A little excited. Reach out. Called out the peerless blade from the portable space. Why not use Hellblade? It's because Hellblades are just daggers. Too short. Cutting the keel is not Fang Bing. Fang Bing held the peerless blade. Cut towards a keel. Click. This knife did not cut off the keel. This surprised Fang Bing very much, because this keel has been buried here for an unknown number of years. But it is still so tenacious, Fang Bing couldn't imagine. When this dragon was still alive, how indestructible it should be. After. Fang Bing launched Thunder Fury. Attach the power of thunder to the peerless blade. Cut towards the keel again. This time, the keel is directly divided into two. Fang Bing chopped several in a row. Almost several cubic keels were collected. Put it into the portable space. Then he turned and walked out. Back to Iron Fist again. The purpose of his trip has been achieved. The keel is in hand. Also accidentally got the power of the Iron Fist. So. Now he faces a choice. How should I deal with this guy in front of me? Fang Bing stood in front of Iron Fist. Watch Iron Fist. I felt a chill when I looked at Iron Fist. I don't know how Fang Bing will treat him next. After a while, Fang Bing made up his mind. I feel that since Iron Fist took the initiative to attack myself, then you can't let him go so easily. That being the case, then come and be your own little brother. By the way, you can also ask him for news about Kunlun. Then, Fang Bing decisively took out the psychic scepter. Point on the body of Iron Fist. After a while, Fang Bing took back the mind scepter. Tekken has been completely controlled. At this moment, Fang Bing just used the healing ability on Iron Fist. It took dozens of seconds, healed his bones. After, Fang Bing began to deal with Iron Fist, who had become obedient. Inquiry was made, and Iron Fist, because the mind is controlled, answered all Fang Bing's questions honestly. This gave Fang Bing a certain understanding of Kunlun. I also have a certain understanding of the strength in Kunlun. Definitely. It also made Fang Bing more eager to find Kunlun. Because Kunlun turned out to be a moving secret space. Not on Earth. And among them, not only is there a strong man named Lei Gong, and a real dragon, but its entrance. It is only opened every 10 years, opened last. Just a few days ago, when Iron Fist came out. So, Fang Bing's recent attempts to go in are out of the question. After finishing the underground work, Fang Bing carried an Iron Fist. Fly up directly. After reaching the surface, I saw a circle of people around the entrance of the cave. Wilson Faith in the hand. Looking at Fang Bing and the intruder in his hand. Hurry to plead guilty to Fang Bing. Fang Bing waved his hand to say forget it. Then he introduced them to his new little brother Iron Fist. And assigned tasks to Iron Fist. Let him match the hand with Wilson Faith. Take out all the bottom keel, transported to the ground. Then inform yourself. After that, Fang Bing gave Mrs. Gao another keelbone. Let her debug a batch of Dragonbone secret medicine as soon as possible. Then connect yourself. He opened the portal and left. Because he has very important things to do. That is, go test your Iron Fist, because Fang Bing just used the power of Iron Fist once. Already feel it. This ability, it should be the key to defeating the Apocalypse defense. But, according to Fang Bing's memory, Iron Fist power is Iron Fist's ultimate move. It cannot be used continuously. Use the power of an Iron Fist every time. It takes a while before it can be used again. That's why Fang Bing is going to give it a try. The power of the Iron Fist that I have obtained. Is it the same? If so, then he has to think about it. How to use this punch. Complete the lore on Apocalypse. When Fang Bing walked out from the portal, has arrived on the other side of the Hive Star. Find a flat terrain. Pressed his hand to the ground. Initiated a material conversion. After a while. 1. An Ulu metal pillar. Appear in place. Fang Bing couldn't wait to unleash the power of Iron Fist. But found out. His fist didn't shine. Now Fang Bing understood. This ability. Sure enough, there is an attack interval. And the interval is not short. Because I just broke the seal of the rune wall with the power of an Iron Fist underground. It's been 10 minutes now. The power of this Iron Fist can't be used yet. This made Fang Bing feel a little bit pained. But, since it hasn't cooled down yet, then Fang Bing can only wait. Another 10 minutes passed. Fang Bing only found out. His Iron Fist power was restored. After launching the power of Iron Fist, the fist starts to glow. But if this punch doesn't go out, just let the fist shine. Then it won't go into cooling. 20-minute intervals. Only appears after attacking with Iron Fist. Now that the cooling is complete, then try it. Fang Bing clenched his glowing fist. Turned on all the boosts on the body. Psychokinesis increases. Thunder Fury boost. He punched Uru Metal with a punch. Boom. This punch. Throw Ulu Metal in a shudder. Leaves a punch crater to the metal surface. After the strength of the Iron Fist dissipated, Fang Bing used normal strength again. He punched Uru Metal with a hammer. Compare the power. Turn out. Sure enough, after using the power of the Iron Fist, fully increased his punching power by 5 times. And now the power of this Iron Fist, there are only 5 levels. Fang Bing thinks, if the strength of this Iron Fist is upgraded, for example, at level 10, that should directly increase your attack power by 10 times. But no matter how hard the fist is, that is also empty-handed. Definitely not as good as holding a weapon. So Fang Bing recalled watching TV in his previous life. Iron Fist came later. Can attach the power of Iron Fist to the weapon. Even attached to firearms. Let the bullets fired have the power of an Iron Fist. He was also ready to try. Can you do it yourself? So Fang Bing stretched out his hand. He took out the big sword. A big sword weighing 18,000 jin. The whole body is made of Ulu Metal. As for why the big sword was chosen, because of such a mighty weapon as the big sword, it is suitable for breaking through the protective cover. The Peerless Blade and the Destroyed Blade, although sharp in this regard, but it is worse than the big sword. Then Fang Bing is holding a big sword, waited another 20 minutes. Wait until the Iron Fist cooldown ends. He unleashed the power of Iron Fist. But found out, only the fist holding the big sword is shining. The big sword did not shine. After Fang Bing thought for a while. Then thought of something. Begin to focus on the glowing fist. Really, he sensed the powerful energy in his fist. Then Fang Bing began trying to channel energy into the great sword. It worked. A 5-meter-long sword. Start to emit golden light. How cool, how cool. And even after Fang Bing left, the big sword is suspended in the air alone. The light didn't disappear either. Fang Bing guessed. This should be the power of the Iron Fist has been injected into the big sword. This radiance should last until the big sword uses up the power of the Iron Fist in the sword body. Will return to normal. So, go do Apocalypse now. This time, Fang Bing for feeding Apocalypse. Already quite sure, it wasn't just the strength of the Iron Fist that gave him confidence. And ion bombs. Nearly 20 hours have passed since the ion bomb was obtained yesterday. And an ion bomb can be made in 10 minutes. Although Fang Bing has no time, it has been strictly manufactured according to time. But it's almost a day. He also accumulated 28 ion bombs piecemeal. Previously used 6 bombs. Fang Bing can rock Ulu Metal. And now 28. Should have been able to hurt Uru Metal. As for whether it can hurt Apocalypse, try it, and then you'll know. Anyway, Fang Bing uses these things. They are all prostitutes. Don't feel bad. So, now that it's decided, Fang Bing immediately left the portable space. He took out the 28 ion bombs. Press your hands to the ground. Initiated a material conversion. Made a large sturdy gift box. Put all the ion bombs in. Then start timing them in batches. Explodes after 10 seconds of timing. Timed out. All ion bombs start countdown. 10, 9, 8. Until there are only 2 seconds left before the explosion time. Fang Bing just stood there. Stretch out your finger. A portal was opened. Throw the bomb in, and then a moment later. Immediately closed the portal. Moments later. Fang Bing opened the portal again. Fly in quickly. Appeared in front of the embarrassed Apocalypse. Really. The explosion here is over. Apocalypse is an ion bomb dropped from the sky by Fang Bing. I made a mistake and missed. Although I don't know how much impact it had on him. But look at his embarrassed look. The shield should have been blown off a few layers too. Then Fang Bing no longer inks with him. Don't want to wait for Apocalypse's shields to stack again. Hold the big sword directly. He rushed to Apocalypse in an instant. The speed of Apocalypse is not as good as Fang Bing. Although I noticed the appearance of Fang Bing now. But it was too late to escape. He could only watch Fang Bing helplessly. Holding a golden light in his hand. There is also a 5-meter sword shining with thunder. Hack towards yourself. Apocalypse subconsciously felt that it was very dangerous. So he quickly began to stack the protective cover. Quickly began to activate various super abilities. Trying to stop the power of the great sword, but it's too late. Fang Bing originally took advantage of his unpreparedness. And the speed of the big sword is too fast, big sword. Moments later, it hit Apocalypse. Fang Bing with originally great power. Controlling a sword body weighing 18,000 jin. Under the boosts of Iron Fist, Psychokinesis, and Thunder. Put the shield on Apocalypse, layer after layer. Instantly destroyed. Like an egg hitting a rock. After all shields are cut, the big sword fell directly on Apocalypse. Scoff. What's it like to cut butter with a hot knife? Fang Bing understands now. Apocalypse got it too. Because Apocalypse discovery, own body. Directly by this great sword. Sloped down from the shoulders. One split in two. Paji. The two halves of Apocalypse fell to the ground. But not a trace of blood flowed out, as if inside his body. There is no blood at all in general, and Apocalypse is not dead, his upper body, still trying to say something. As if trying to recover from an injury, and he is also indeed recovering, because the lower half of his body. He even took the initiative to crawl over. Want to fit the other half. Want to heal. But he is doomed to be delusional. Because Fang Bing was watching. How could he be allowed to recover his body? Then Fang Bing stepped forward directly. A portal is open. Put it on the lower half of the body. Just threw it in. On the other side of the portal is a cell in Earth's underwater prison. So, as long as Apocalypse cannot return to Earth, he would never be able to find his other half. Then Fang Bing lifted only half of his body. Only one hand remains. Apocalypse without legs yet. Opened his mouth. Poke the jelly beans in for him. Soon. With the sound of the system's mechanical sound. Fang Bing knows. Own plan for this trip. It was a complete success, and next, it is time to find a way. See how to deal with Apocalypse now. First. It is impossible to kill. Apocalypse is a treasure with countless abilities. Killing them directly is simply a prodigal, so Fang Bing didn't even think about it. Just erased the thought from my mind, so since it can't be killed. That primary purpose. Naturally, let him accept the feeding obediently. It would be better if you can obey yourself. Then Fang Bing reached out and made a move. The psychic scepter appeared in his hand. Fang Bing points it to Apocalypse. It turns out the psychic scepter cannot find the consciousness of the other party. Fang Bing is weird. This is the first time he encountered this kind of problem using the psychic scepter. But he also remembered Apocalypse's present body. Not his. And this guy doesn't even have blood in his body. So weird. Not sure what ability caused it. So the psychic scepter cannot find his consciousness. Can't control him. It's not uncommon either. But this had a certain impact on Fang Bing's plan to continue feeding Apocalypse. Since it is out of control. So how to get him to accept feeding every day obediently? This guy seems to be fine without eating for thousands of years? He's under the pyramids. Been buried for so many years. It seems that there is nothing wrong with it. So, that being the case, then Fang Bing has only one last way left. Then talk to Apocalypse. Anyway, he can't beat himself now. Moreover, half of his body was lost, Fang Bing thinks. If he knows the times, he should cooperate with him honestly. Since I want to chat with Apocalypse, Fang Bing was more polite to him. Released his neck, put him on the ground. Talk about it, you know I could kill you anytime now. But Apocalypse has been the boss for thousands of years. Where did you receive the kind of treatment just now? Another half of his body was cut off. He was stabbed in the throat with a stick again. It was just too humiliating. He doesn't want to talk nonsense with the person in front of him now. Because he possesses many super abilities. Just this kind of injury. To him. Nothing at all. Just give him a little time. It will be back soon. Including the severed body. Can also be regenerated. So, he simply ignored Fang Bing. Just secretly launched the teleportation ability. Instantly disappeared in front of Fang Bing. Fang Bing saw that he really ran away. I didn't panic at all. No rush. Smile lightly. He stretched out his finger and opened a portal. Walked in. When he appears again. Has come to the side of Apocalypse. Then he waved his big sword. A sword sliced off Apocalypse's last arm. Keep running. Fang Bing said lightly. There was also a smile on his face that made Apocalypse shudder. Apocalypse is really awake now, he realized it. Also recalled The man in front of him has the ability to open the portal. I know that I can't escape no matter what. Run away again. Next time. I may only have one head left. That would be too bad. After calming down, Apocalypse decided to endure the humiliation. He said, "Do I have any enmity with you? Who are you? What do you want?" That's right. Until now. Apocalypse, this unlucky guy. I don't even know Fang Bing's name yet. Only know I am implementing a grand plan. The man ran up to him. 3 punches and 2 kicks took care of his little brother. He also thwarted his grand plan. In the end, he used despicable tricks. Exile yourself to this alien planet. Up to now, he cut himself to only a small half of his body. He didn't even know the other party's name. I don't know why the other party is blocking me. I have been having trouble with myself. Apocalypse just gets more and more aggrieved the more I think about it. I really don't know where I provoked the other party. If it weren't for the lacrimal gland in the body, tears must have flowed out by now. Fang Bing saw Apocalypse and was willing to communicate normally. I finally breathed a sigh of relief, but he didn't take back the big sword either. Instead, the great sword was placed near Apocalypse's neck. Be prepared to convince with reason. Well, I don't want anything. As long as you are willing to eat a few jelly beans every day, I will let you live freely on this planet. How about it? Apocalypse watched Fang Bing pull it out of nowhere. A large jar of jelly beans was placed in front of him. They were all dumbfounded. What the hell? You have worked so hard. Beat me like this. Just to make me eat jelly beans? Is this too nonsense? He didn't want to believe it. He even felt that Fang Bing had a bigger conspiracy against him. But Fang Bing quickly dispelled his doubts. Because Fang Bing used a contract spell on him. That's right. It is the contract spell of summoning the magic circle. Fang Bing had already discovered it in the spell of summoning circle. A contract spell used to make a contract with a summoned creature. It can be taken out separately to sign a contract with a designated creature. Only, before he had a psychic scepter, this function is very tasteless. It is generally only used by Fang Bing to sign contracts with summoned creatures. And this time, because of the particularity of Apocalypse, the psychic scepter cannot control him, so only then did Fang Bing remember the matter of signing a soul contract with Apocalypse. But even signing a soul contract with others in person, it also requires the consent of both parties. That's why Fang Bing intends to convince people with reasoning. After Fang Bing used the contract spell on Apocalypse, Apocalypse sensed this contract deep in the soul, and immediately knew the content of the contract and its binding force. The basics are, he must eat jelly beans on time every day. If not, once defaulted, the soul will be directly destroyed by the power of the contract spell. As long as he agrees, Fang Bing set him free on this planet. Definitely, his freedom is also limited. Also stipulated in the contract, he can't leave Hive Planet. Humans appearing on the Hive Planet cannot be harmed. The scope of activity is only within a radius of thousands of miles from the current location. Etc., etc. Anyway, if he signed this contract, it's like being caught by the man in front of you. It was housed in an area with a radius of thousands of miles on the Hive Planet. Apocalypse is definitely not willing to sign such a humiliating contract. But he looked at the big sword with a chill around his neck. He looked at the half-smile expression of the man in front of him again. Apocalypse resolutely counseled, quickly in your head. Confirm that the contract is signed. The contract is made. Fang Bing sensed that the contract was successful. Then he nodded in satisfaction, then opened the portal. Get him half of Apocalypse back. Let him recover from his injuries on his own. A few more cans of jelly beans left for Apocalypse. Then open the portal with confidence. Left. And Apocalypse. After getting the other half of the body, it only took tens of seconds, it's back to normal. He flies into the air. Looked around. I know it's within 1,000 miles. After that, it will be his captivity for a long time. But he is a big boss who has lived for thousands of years. Has experienced countless storms. Can you be willing to be imprisoned in such a humiliating way forever? He believes, with its own countless super abilities. Sooner or later, the contract planted in the soul can be expelled. At that time, I will find a chance to leave this planet. Then you will be completely free, definitely. Before finding a way to get rid of the constraints of the contract. He still needs jelly beans on time, think about it. He goes down to the ground. Picked up a jelly bean from the jar. Take a closer look. Smell it again. Also broke it in half by hand. Nothing unusual was found, although still not at ease. But it was still thrown into the mouth. This smell seems really good? After Fang Bing opened and walked into the portal, did not leave the Hive Star. Instead, it went to the other side of the Hive Star. Away from that area of Apocalypse, now under contract. Apocalypse can no longer move freely on Hive Planet. You can only stay in that 1,000-mile area. So, elsewhere on Hive Planet, Fang Bing is at his disposal again. But Fang Bing also knows, this comes from the soul contract of the teleportation array. For Apocalypse, it may well not be possible to restrain him forever. Because this guy has too many super abilities. Maybe when he will find out a way to regenerate the soul. But Fang Bing also thought not to worry, because he is getting stronger every day now. Really wait until the Apocalypse research figure out how to break the contract. Until then, I no longer know how powerful it is. And has a portal. The Apocalypse guy can be found anytime. At that time, a little finger will blow his head off. So, as long as Apocalypse will now be under the contract. Just let Fang Bing steadily extract many super abilities from him. Fang Bing had high hopes for him, because Apocalypse is different from others. Other people's abilities, they are all in dozens of common abilities. There is only one special super ability, like the Eternals. There are only a few super abilities among hundreds of ordinary abilities. And Apocalypse, because of his particularity, he has countless super abilities. Normal abilities are much less than super abilities. So, even every feeding, there is only a 1% chance of drawing the ability on him. Then he will be able to draw his super ability again soon. After Fang Bing came out from the portal, start looking at system logs. Time to draw Apocalypse's abilities. Apocalypse. Soul Transfer V10. He can transfer his soul to other people through certain rituals, obtain the super ability of the target, and preserve his own original ability. Sand Control IV9. He has controlled the power of sand, he can control the yellow sand at will, and he can desertify materials at will. Since Healing Factor IV9, his self-healing ability is particularly powerful. Even if his head is chopped off, he will not die. Psychokinesis Shield LV10. He can use psychokinesis to open the shield to resist all physical and energy attacks. Cyclops IV8. His eyes can emit laser beams, which have powerful destructive power. Mind Control IV9. His mind power is extremely powerful, and he can easily control the minds of others. Newbie. Fang Bing watched Apocalypse's super ability. Just this one thought. That's awesome, because the ability list is too long. Fang Bing even turned several pages. Didn't get to the end of Apocalypse's list of abilities. But Apocalypse's top abilities, basically 8 or 9. There are even some 10th level super abilities. And shield ability. Not at all as Fang Bing expected. He glanced over. I just saw 10 or 20 super abilities related to shields. It is also not known that Apocalypse ever used soul transfer. How many mutant bodies have been occupied in order to obtain so many super abilities? This is also abnormal. No wonder I worked so hard. But now these will be their own. Draw.